gears,
Mm.
and it opens up a
And we are
whole...
live.
Oh,
Midge.
Right as I yawned. I
Hello.
was in the middle of a yawn.
She did that on purpose.
I think she did.
It was one of those things where I was like, oh, sorry.
Thanks for the warning.
There really is never a warning. Sorry.
I know, it's just kind of like
the warning is we're live.
Yeah, all right.
Warning.
That's fair.
We're live, be prepared.
So everyone just saw that. Now you all know what my tonsils look like.
They're gorgeous tonsils.
Hi everybody, and welcome to hopefully the finale of this Chimera Collective one-shot that was supposed to be for Valentine's Day that is extended for a very long time. Dude, shush! People got sick and
we got really sick. Yeah, there's a lot of sickness.
My hope is that tonight will be the finale. We'll see. And so yeah, we're back with our agents, and we last this is Tomb of the Cursed, by the way. I do these mini series for Chimera Collective if you're new to this. Here on Behold Lore, I am Kiora Phoenix, and here's all of my awesome agents. And sorry, my brain just went out the window when I was caught mid-yawn. Anyway, we do these little mini-series that aren't like a full campaign, but they're more episodic. And this is the third episode, if you will, of like a mini-series. So we'll see how things turn out. And their mission thus far has been to travel to the deserts of Al-Sharai and figure out what is causing all the disturbances. There's been storms and disasters, and they had some archaeologists recently uncovered a lost city, and so the agents were tasked with exploring this lost city and determining if what people are suspecting of the causes of these natural disasters and some supernatural phenomena hitting the towns is caused by reawakening the city in some way. And so they've been sent to investigate that and have met many dangerous tasks and tests along the way, some mental aspects, some physical aspects and battles, but they've so far been able to meet these tasks and pass these tests. We last left them in the bathhouse level of this sort of reverse pyramid that's in the sand, that they've gained entry to, the palace of the ancient king and queen of this place that I'm blanking on my own name of my place. This is bad. What did I call this place?
Oh God, I had my notes up and everything. This is
Makarat. Yeah, Makarat.
Makarat.
Makarat. So yeah, Makarat. Wow, brain fart is real today. By the way, we've had a heat wave here in California, so the heat has just zapped my brain because it's been like 90-degree weather.
Don't miss it.
You can have that. Not pretty today. It was really not pretty. Brain cells just leave you. It's bad. No likey. So we last left them in the bathhouse where they were playing it really smart at first. They're like, yep, there's a body of water. There's definitely something in that body of water. And thanks to Hysteria, she's like, yep, something undead definitely in that body of water. And unfortunately, Hysteria learned the hard way that there was an undead crocodile in the water, and it caught her in its jaws and took her under. And shortly thereafter, the entire room started rapidly filling with water. And luckily, the group was able to defeat the undead crocodile, but not before the room completely was submerged in water. So we are joining the group again. Now there is no air to be had. The room is completely submerged, but the crocodile has been defeated, and Wisteria is hanging on by a thread in its undead, super dead jaws, I guess we can say.
Super dead. Uber dead.
We'll say the
really
weight
dead.
Yeah, real. We'll say the weight of the creature and her still being in its jaws is kind of, and being disoriented, she is sinking to the bottom of this room and pool at the moment. So we will join. There is still a moonbeam spell up for a short amount of time. I think we are going to stay in initiative, so so that can stay up for however many rounds you still have left on it. I think it's only been a few rounds, and I think you get 10 rounds on that thing or so.
Yep.
So you should be pretty good for like at least, I would imagine, 6 more rounds. I don't think we got past 4. So that is still up. I'm trying to remember if anyone else had any kind of concentration spells up when we last left, but
I did not.
okay.
Oh, I need to look up how much air I have.
I'm stingy with my spells.
Yeah, everybody look up your air. If you were at the surface, you start at your full breath points. You knew it was coming. It wasn't a surprise like poor Osteria. So you don't have to do that roll to see if you save. So you start with your full amount of breath points. Which, anyone need a reminder on how to calculate those, or are we good on that?
Let's see. Holding
Nope.
breath.
I had mine all calculated from the first game, so that's
okay. For our audience, if you weren't with us last time, this is a slight homebrew that I am designing and modifying after someone else's version of these kind of breath points. So I modified it for our own uses, but I wanted 5e's version of like drowning is just not as intense and not as I feel like this method creates a bit more of anxiety and suspense. So that's why we're using it. But essentially it's you take 60 plus 60 times the player character's constitution modifier. So there's a minimum of 60 breath points. And they lose breath points, just as a reminder for everyone. At the end of your turn, you automatically lose 10 breath points. If you take damage, you lose breath points equal to the amount of damage you took. If you're casting a spell with verbal components, you have to see if you cast a spell successfully by doing a spellcasting ability check, which is essentially the DC is going to be 8 plus whatever level of spell you're casting. On a successful check, it's cast as normal. On a failure, the spell fizzles out and is lost. Whether the spell succeeds or fails, the caster loses 10 breath points for the attempt. And if you are casting a spell that's like a bonus action, it's only 5 breath points. Spells with no verbal components can be cast as normal. And if you run out of breath points, we can review that should that happen. So just let me know if you guys have run out of breath points. Each of you should start with a pretty fair amount. So we'll see how far this goes. If you guys play it smart, hopefully we won't have to discover what happens when someone runs out of their breath points, but we will see. So
I'm squishy and I've got a decent amount, so I would hope everyone else would have a decent amount. Chomp John a little bit.
And not saying nothing.
Yeah.
And this is a system I may adjust in the future, but to trying it out, I didn't want to make it too crazy. Just something that feels intense, like, oh, it's ticking down. You can see that number getting smaller. Maybe something I play around with in the future. So feedback would be welcome in the future. So we left off on Wisteria's turn. So you find yourself you feel like you're drifting down, which might help you orient yourself because you're a rational thinking person. You've taken a lot of damage, but I think you know that heavy things sink, so hopefully that would mean you can orient yourself to where down is. Unfortunately, what you don't know right now is that there is no air to be had, but your character doesn't exactly know that right now.
Yeah.
So what would Osteria do in this situation?
First things first, I need to get out of this jaws of this thing. So I'm more trying to wiggle my way free, whatever that may be.
So just give me a strength check as his heavy jaws kind of are still around you. Won't be a very difficult DC though because he is dead.
You say that.
But sometimes creatures' jaws lock in place, so it will
That
be
would be a
little bit.
3.
Unfortunately, that's not enough to get the jaws are a little locked in place, and rigor mortis is set in quickly because it was already kind of a dead creature. So you try to push it off, but all the damage that you've taken is weakened you. You've lost a lot of blood, and try as you might, you can't quite get yourself out.
And you know, kids, that's why we don't take a dump stat in strength.
Anything else you'd like to do or attempt that you can do for a free action or a bonus action?
Would you allow me a kind of a perception check to try to finish orienting myself or see what I can notice around me?
Yes,
Okay.
with at disadvantage,
That's fine.
as it is your own blood is murking up the water around you, as well as the blood of this or the viscous fluids of this undead thing.
It's actually decent perceptions. That's only 17.
That is pretty good with disadvantage. Nice.
Yeah.
So with a 17, you see that you hit the bottom of this pool, and it appears to be this like it doesn't feel quite right. Like you kind of it doesn't feel like something that's been submerged in water for long periods of time because that was covered in more of this like green slick mossy stuff, and this feels it's got some moss and stuff like on it, but there's more like loose rock and stuff, and this part looks familiar. The stone design of this looks familiar of the walking path that you were on before you were pulled into the pool, so you can tell that that area has been submerged.
Well, that should be helpful for next turn.
You can tell that the crocodile is truly dead. You can definitely tell that.
Yeah.
And you look around and you don't see any of your companions nearby, but you do see a very bright, like radiant energy coming from the other side of the beast.
Okay.
And you can see kind of the outline and the glow, and it's making the water is really murky and stuff, and you can kind of make out with the 17, you can kind of make out some sort of shadowy shape moving like this that's just up into that direction where Elowen is. Basically, you're seeing like shadowy figure of her feet, but you don't know what that is. Like it's too murky to make out, but you can
she
tell
knows what that is.
Shadowy figure of this.
Master Rem, thank you so much for that raid. Welcome, guys.
I don't think there's anything else I can do on my turn with those checks.
Okay. Yeah, thank you and welcome, raiders. Next is Crystal. So what would you like to do in this situation? I know you were working on, was it you and Kieran who are working on these levers that you saw? I believe?
Yes. So, now I can't, I'm looking at my notes and I don't believe I had either tried once and failed to pull it or I hadn't got that far.
I think you guys put one of you put a rope on one of them and tried pulling it.
Yeah, Crystal tried to lasso it and it didn't work.
It didn't budge.
Yeah, because we figured out it had to. Yeah.
Oh, right.
You guys put that together. We just haven't implemented it yet.
Okay, so I basically am waiting for somebody else to get to the second lever before really I can do anything. So the only can I hold my turn until somebody is at the other lever?
Yeah, you can definitely do that.
That's what I'll do then. Absolutely.
Okay. And upon someone at the lever, you will wait and then I assume try to pull at the same time as them.
Yes.
Is what your trigger is? Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, that's fine. So also, just as a reminder, Wisteria, make sure you minus 10 breath points. And Crystal, also minus 10 breath points as it's the end of your turn. Or you're holding your turn, but we'll just minus the breath points now, but you're holding your action. Elowen, what would you like to do given this particular situation, right?
So I remember last time I talked to Crystal, I figured out the situation and was like, oh, okay, cool. So swim back down to, because I didn't swim too far, because I could just talk to you in my mind. I'm going to go swim over to Wisteria, and I'm going to try and use Mage Hand to kind of help with the jaw, to kind of pry it off of her while I pull after it's
So
off.
the water is very murky. I think you need to be able to see. Like if you had your own hands down there, I wouldn't give you disadvantage. But with Mage Hand, like you're trying to see where this jaw is in this murk and the blood and everything in the water.
Let me clarify. I'm swimming up to the crocodile, and because Mage Hand can lift more weight than I probably can, I want to use Mage Hand to pry it off while holding onto her, so once it releases her, I can pull her out.
How much weight can Mage Hand pull?
I think it's 30 pounds. Let me double check.
Pretty sure it was 10, but I could be wrong.
I could be misremembering. There's a lot of 30s in here. 30 feet. 10 pounds. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So you use your Mage Hand and it reaches out and so you went down there, so you are feeling around yourself, so you know where the gator is. Okay, and then you're using your Mage Hand to try to pull. Are you gonna try to pull in addition to your Mage Hand, or is it just the Mage Hand?
No, I'm pulling as in addition to my Mage Hand.
Okay, so it's both your strength and the Mage Hand. So
yes.
Go ahead and give me a strength check with not with advantage. I'm just gonna lower the DC a bit for the approximate amount of help that the Mage Hand would give you in this situation.
Okay. Yeah. I rolled a 17 for a 16.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh my God.
So your desperation, you can tell based on the amount of blood in this water, and you manage to catch a quick glimpse of Wisteria, and she looks pale than usual and looks ripped up, and her eyes are open and wide and wild. She's not in a good place right now, and that panic kind of sets in and it gives you the strength that you need that you didn't even know you had in you, and you manage to yank these jaws up and pull them away from her as she kind of just gently floats out.
Okay, so I have her, I want her in my arms, and if I am able to, I would like to kiss her and transfer some of my breath into her.
Certainly. How many breath points do you want to give her?
I want to give her, give me a second. I want to give her 50 breath points.
Okay. So, this is a new use of this system. Go ahead and roll me a percentile die just to see how much can get into her if you lose any in the water in this process.
Okay. That's fine. 87.
Okay. All 50 breath points go to Wisteria.
Okay. Go ahead and make that. And I imagine I lose 10 because that's my round.
Yes, you will lose 10.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Good turn. Yeah. Kieran, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna pull that lever.
Okay. So you swim up to it now that it is of a height you can just reach out to?
It wasn't even swimming. She basically is treading water underneath.
Was just raising up, and then all of a sudden, you're under.
Exactly. Okay. That's exactly what happened. As soon as she's there, she's just gonna just basically grab the lever, lift her feet to the ceiling and just pull down.
Got it. So you make eye contact with Crystal, and Crystal makes eye contact with you. And the two of you pull down. Give me a strength check, both of you. With advantage.
Good. Ooh, 17 and a 19. Hell yeah, I'll take that.
Nice.
So that's a dirty 20.
Got it.
Oh, I've got a 17 too. So that would be dirty 20.
Got it. That's awesome. You guys are really in sync. So you guys
We
look at
want
each
this
other.
to work.
1, 2, and they pull down immediately, locking into a lower position. And you hear the sound of something from below you. This loud kind of mechanical grating sound is coming from below. The water doesn't seem to be receding right now, though.
Okay. I'm just gonna look over at Crystal with a confused look on my face and just like go, they moved. I don't know what else to do. It's like, she's like, we pulled the levers. Nothing's happening. I don't know if there's
We
other
did
levers.
hear something.
Something very loud coming from below. In reaction to you pulling the levers down, it was an instant noise. Some
Alrighty.
sort of mechanical device opening.
And pulling the lever is my turn, right?
That's your action. If you would like a movement, I can allow a movement. And since you held your action, you won't be able to do anything else. But I will allow you movement if you like. As part of your held action, and we'll go back to Karen.
I think I'll just ponder.
Okay. So you kind of pause and are watching Kieran and looking at the lever and kind of trying to figure things out.
Probably shrugging my shoulders at her.
That's fair.
Sort of.
Kieran, you still have potentially a bonus action movement.
I'm gonna use my bonus action, and I am going to. Okay, 60 feet. Yeah, 60 feet. I'm going to move my my moonbeam like here.
Okay.
That way I can illuminate that area.
Sure.
And then I'm gonna move actually move it closer to the wall. That way I don't run into it. And then I'm gonna just move over here, and then I'm gonna look there because I know the gator came from over this area somewhere. So I know the gator came over from here somewhere. So I want to look north and south real fast and just see if there's another lever in the illumination of the moonbeam.
Okay, give me a perception check. Moonbeam, you can give me advantage. You can have advantage on that. So this is helping light the path, light the way.
Alrighty. With advantage, that is a 16.
Okay. You can see piles of old, brittle bones, seeming to be having scattered about through the rush of water. But they're kind of floating in this area all around you as you kind of look around. Just a skull kind of floats by, some other bones, and they're slowly starting, bone fragments all around you, slowly starting to resettle to the bottom of the pool, having been kicked up by the rapid filling of water in this area. You see other like old rags and things like that where the crocodile presumably was nesting off to the right. There doesn't seem to be any levers, but there is sort of like a strangeness about one of the floor tiles off in this direction. It seems off.
All right, so then she's not gonna expect any response, but she's gonna go like, and then
you also see something like when I say it's off, it looks like it's the rush of water is like kicked it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't perfectly like flush to the ground, like there's something underneath it, and it's been like a lid that's slightly ajar, and you see a glint of something shiny inside.
Yeah, she doesn't know, like it may be a faucet. I mean, this place is weird, like, you know. So I'm out of movement, so she's gonna like, you know, go there her next turn and see if she can get to it.
Got it.
So Kieran's motioning to Crystal, right? Then.
Yeah.
Now, are you
'Cause
motioning down, or just that you've seen something, or did you give me a direction?
she's basically saying like she's doing this, and then
Mm-hmm.
she's pointing downward towards there,
Okay.
towards this direction.
Yeah. And I'll say with the moonbeam and with you having been trailing her with your sight, you do see all of that just fine. The sound, however, you guys would, everyone in the water would potentially be able to pinpoint that the sound came from the bottom of the main pool area, which is like this area here. This is where the sound originated from. Okay, Dr. Epidemisia, what would you like to do? It is now your turn.
So I heard the sound. The other question I have is, did I perchance see that the two levers that were identified near the top were pulled?
Where are you currently?
I'm
Were you
like,
above the water with them, or before it got fully submerged, or were you underneath the water? I'm trying to
to be
remember.
perfectly honest, I'm having trouble remembering too. What I do remember is that when the water filled in, it knocked me into the pool area. So I
Mm-hmm.
did go underwater at least then, but I think I swam back up to the top.
Okay.
Um,
So if your character was made aware of the levers, then you probably would have been hovering near
I
the top.
was, yeah, I was the one that pointed them out to the other
Okay.
two
So we'll
before
say
getting
that
swept under.
you did the same thing Karen did, when the water filled up, you went and
Hmm.
pushed in.
I'm near the top, but I'm underwater, and I wasn't one of the ones that pulled the levers.
Yeah.
So
But I think you're
think,
close. You're standing right, you're swimming right next to them. I would say you would have heard the noise. You've seen their actions of pulling the levers. So yeah, you're
uh-huh.
aware. The levers
I
have been
think
pulled.
what I would do is try to swim down and see if there is a flow of water going down, indicating that water is starting to be drained.
Okay. So you head down with that intent to see if any of this water is being drained, if that did it or not. Do you head in the direction of where the sound came from?
Yeah, it's approximately that direction. Yeah.
Okay. So you head down there and you see that there is a series of metal grates that
Uh,
previously looked like. Give me an investigation check.
that I can certainly do. Not super high, but still a 17.
Okay, that's good. So you can tell looking at the grates that they were previously closed and now they're open. As some of the metal, you can clearly see where there's like cleaner sides to the metal, where the other sides that were a part of the closed position are covered in this like slime and moss, and then there's like this clean side. So you can tell that they've recently been opened. So there's that. And with a 17 looking inside, let me see if that's, yeah, that was what you needed actually to see this. Also, you see that there seems to be some sort of mechanism made of different, some weird ancient clockwork that seems to have, it looks like it should be opening something like a valve of sorts that's deeper in, but there's something wrong with it.
That is now my focus.
Okay.
I don't know if I can do anything further with this turn, but that is where I will be turning my attention.
Okay. So I would say on your next turn, you can tell that something's broken, and you can just try to fix it on your next turn, or bring it to someone's attention who might be able to fix it. Okay.
Yep.
You also can tell with that roll that your hand isn't going to fit.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to need to find a solution to get to it.
I think I actually have just the thing.
Alrighty. Any bonus actions, potions, anything like that you would like to do?
Let me check real quick here. Actually, bonus action. Do I see Wisteria?
So you would be. So I'm just gonna move your token. You'd be about here, swimming down to the grate. I don't have the grate visible on the map for reasons of you guys
That's fine.
needed to discover it, but from here you would see the creature. I think Elowen would be over here somewhere too. Well, you said you moved her, right? So where
I
is
pulled
she?
her away, yeah. So
How far would you have pulled her away?
well, I'm technically dragging a body, so it's half movement, so we'd probably be
Yeah.
right about there.
And you had to swim down, which is probably would have been
Not-
almost your full movement to swim down.
Not far, because all I needed was to get close enough to see I was gonna say Elowen. I'm Elowen. Hi, Crystal, and just get the mind link, because all I had to do was see her, so I didn't completely move towards her.
You didn't go completely up. That's
No.
right. You were only
No, I
halfway.
didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So probably we're more realistically maybe like this close, but yeah, I didn't I didn't go all the way up to see her or anything like that.
okay, so you just kind of pulled her away.
Yeah.
And that's about as far as you got.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So Dr. E, that area is very murky because of all the blood and the activity. So you can give me a perception check at disadvantage for that.
Oh, this should be interesting.
Because the moonbeam's no longer there lighting the area and identifying that as well. So
Yeah, that's it's a 12.
okay. You can see movement and shapes, but you're not sure which one is Elowen and which one is Wisteria right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said disadvantage, right?
Yes.
It's a 4.
It's really bloody and really murky, and you're not sure what's going on over there.
Yep.
You can hear some sounds vaguely, but there's a lot going on, and there's this mechanical grinding sound that's really distracting you.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay.
So that's it.
Got it. Go ahead and take off your 10 breath points for your turn. And Wisteria, it's your turn. You are in the loving arms of Elowen out of those horrible jaws.
In the arms of an angel? Yeah.
She said the line. I had to finish it. What can I say?
You are very far from an angel.
It depends on perspective now. From Mysterious perspective.
You know what? Angels in the eye of the beholder. You know what? I'm just saying that I'm beholden.
Morgan would agree with me.
Quite far
me.
indeed.
Don't judge me.
Oh, can I
Goddamn
share
delight.
something? I need to share something real quick. I'm so sorry, Wisteria.
Sure.
But speaking of like Morgan Le Fay, I learned something really cool recently. There was this, like, I work by the ocean, and there was this weird, like, huge block out in the horizon. And I was like, that is the biggest cargo ship we've ever seen. Anyway, we discovered that it's actually a mirage called a Fata Morgana that was named after Morgan Le Fay. And because they used to say that Morgan Le Fay would create these illusions of islands to lure sailors out to their death. And so I just thought that was cool. So there you go, little factoid of the day.
Why do you think I like her? She's a woman after my own siren heart.
So, Wisteria, back to you.
I do find myself in the arms of an angel. Thank you very much. As much as she enjoys being there, she will wiggle out because she needs to reach into her pack. Being underwater, being how gross and murky it is down here, do I feel like I could eat something? Like, actually...
You might lose some breath points, and it might be soggy, but you probably could. You can try.
It's worth it. I'm gonna pull out one of my Fruit of Healings that I got in the first version.
Okay.
That I've been hoarding.
So...
I don't know what they do. I know we've used one before, I just didn't write it down.
It's a common healing potion.
Okay.
So you can roll for the effects of that. I will allow you to get the effects of it.
Okay.
So give yourself that first, and then I'll tell you what happens next.
That's 8 HP.
That's good.
I will take it. Yeah. Where I was at.
Now, you stuff this fruit, you pull it out of your pack weakly, and kind of like open your mouth, and some of your breath escapes, so you lose, let me see. Right. You lose. I feel like that's very fair. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna do the same amount you would on a turn. So you lose 10 breath points.
I still
Better
for
than
you
what I
that.
was rolling for.
I mean, I'll take my comeuppance.
And this like salty, ancient, disgusting water flavors the fruit. And although the fruit is normally sugary and sweet, it's pretty foul with the water that you're getting and ingesting. So I'm gonna need a Constitution save.
Okay.
For the record, I'm still hanging on to you. Like, just like holding
just
your arm or
wiggled-
something. Yeah.
I wiggled
Hang
enough
on.
to find my bag.
Yeah. It's not like I have you in here anymore when you wiggled out. I'm not. You're like, hey, baby, I got you. Because you're not looking hot.
Constitution, that's a 17.
Okay, so you aren't going to vomit it up and lose more
Appreciate
breath
it.
points. So you feel kind of some things like, but you're able to kind of keep it down. So, anything else you'd like to do?
She doesn't know if the room's fully filled. She's gonna be like, up to Elowen, up. But she doesn't want to like break away. I'd rather move with her if that's possible. If I can wait for her.
Elwyn knows the room is
Permission?
fully filled up either, but
I don't, but permission to use a free action to respond?
Yeah.
It's okay, love. I can understand you now. You can talk to me.
God, I was going to die down here when no one would know.
I wouldn't let that happen.
Let's get some air and figure out what to do from here. Not feeling very
Alright.
well.
Sounds good. Yeah,
all right.
well, we
And then
did.
I'm going to wait to move with Elowen. So
Makes sense. Yeah, keep that story element.
So that would
Um,
break your mind link with me, right?
Mhm.
It would, yes,
with
but
Crystal,
again,
yeah.
all I have to do is get back close enough to you and be like, "Hey, girl, what's up?" So yeah,
Oh, okay,
it's just my
just
concern right
check
now
that
is
out.
Wisteria.
Yep. Nope. That's cool.
Yep.
Just. Now, would I feel anything when you did that, or would you have said, changing to Wisteria or anything, or?
Yeah, because so the way I always imagine it, so you know that it's on you, is that you would feel kind of like this warm pulse in your mind, letting you know that I'm there to communicate with you, and then when the connection breaks, that warmth kind of just disappears. So when I switched over to Wisteria, you kind of felt that disconnect.
It's like a mental
been fun.
notification that you
Yeah.
get.
Yeah,
Little
but it's
blinking light.
always there, so you know it's there. So yeah, so I've used it enough time on you guys. I've just never really properly explained it, but yeah, it's enough times to know that I switched or got disconnected, or I'm dead. You don't know. It's a fair assumption.
Wisteria, go ahead and minus an additional 10 breath points for the end of your turn.
Yep.
Crystal.
Okay, so having seen that Kieran is motioning that she's seen something down, I will head as far down as I can.
Okay. Go ahead and you can move your
So-
token.
Okay, so where we can't move in 3 dimensions here, so where would that put me then?
So you were kind of towards the top. So if you want to go down a bit, I'd say that to reach that tile, that's gonna be, let's see if not quite within your amount of movement without using your bonus action to dash. You'd be about 15 feet shy, being above.
Can I use my bonus action to dash so I can get there?
Sure.
Okay.
That would
So
get
that
you to the
would-
tile.
So where would you like me then? Would boat here
So
be?
the tile is like
or-
right here, so we can move you there.
Okay, thank you. Alrighty, and then
moved it
do I
right
still
there.
have an action?
Um,
I just bounced back over.
because I'm moving you where Kieran was pointing.
Oh, I see. Okay, all
Yeah.
right. Thank you.
Yep, that's the area that she saw something.
Okay.
This is just where Dr. E is investigating the grate. That's two different things going on. But Kieran was pointing you in that direction if that's your intention of following what she was trying
Yeah,
to point out.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I will. And then do I get an action? And if so, I would do a perception check on that tile.
I'll allow a perception check, yeah, as a free action.
Okay. Oh, okay.
This would be probably investigation.
Okay. That's too bad.
You can do perception, it just would be different information. You'll get more information from an investigation check. But you're not, well, actually no, this would be perception because you're still 15 feet above it. So
Yeah.
go ahead and roll perception because
Okay.
you would need to be up to it and like able to maneuver it to investigate. So
Okay, so that would be, these are such fancy scrolly numbers on here. That would be a 13 plus 4, that's a 17.
17.
Mm-hmm.
So you see what Kieran was pointing out. You can see that there is the layer. This would have been above the water previously before the room started filling up. But as the water rushed in, you can tell that the water rushing seems to have lifted and moved this tile that wasn't actually a floor tile. It seems to be something that was hiding something. It looks like there's some sort of hole underneath, and you can see something slender and shiny. It looks like you got a 17, right?
Yes.
And you're right above it, 15 feet from that angle. You want to say it looks like an arrow or a bolt of some kind.
Okay. And that would basically be my turn, right?
Yeah. You'll be able to
'Cause
get to it on your next turn.
Because I've moved, I've seen what it is. Do I from now? Can you tell me where I am? I don't see anybody else now, right?
You can turn around and see Kieran.
I still can't see Kieran.
Yeah, you can see Kieran. She's the only one that you can see because this is this part of the tile that has like the smaller blocks that are tan. That is solid wall, so like that goes all the way up. So you wouldn't be able to swim over that.
Okay, can I give her a thumbs up? Would you allow that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right. I'll do that. End my turn and subtract my breath points.
Yeah, great. Subtract 10 breath points. Elwyn.
Yeah, so I need to actually make a character decision. I need to roll. Hold on.
Okay.
Because I heard the sound. We heard the sound below us.
Yes.
But I'm concerned for her to get some air. But I don't know that there's no air.
Yep.
So
she's giving you the motion to go up for air.
Yeah. So let me see if I want to say yes or oh shit, what's down here.
You just shove her up there.
Get lost. Get lost.
Yeah, no, I nod and we go up together.
Okay, so it is gonna take dragging Wisteria with you. It would take your full movement to get to the surface.
Okay.
I think it halves your. You were like, because you moved up a little bit at the end, and so you weren't all the way at the bottom.
Right.
But I think from there it still would take, because you're dragging Wisteria with you, it would take your full movement. So but you still have your action, you still have your bonus action. You guys you keep swimming up, and then your hand bumps into the ceiling. Oh shit.
Yeah.
The room's completely full. There is no air at all.
Right, perhaps we should investigate that sound. Maybe you said there was a drain before, right?
I don't think I saw the drain.
Oh, I thought someone mentioned there was a drain.
I think
Wasn't
someone
me.
just noticed it and didn't say anything about it. I think Crystal was the one that noticed it early on.
My bad.
Yeah.
And now Dr. E knows about it because he followed the sound.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
No one else knows about the grate. They
Been a
just know
couple
there
weeks.
was
I apologize.
there was a loud sound from the bottom. Oh yeah, no, it's fine. It's
Wisteria
been a couple
knows.
weeks. We don't know who
Nothing.
knows what.
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
knew
no,
nothing
that's
other
fair.
than barrel roll, barrel roll, barrel roll.
Yeah.
I knew it was there, but I couldn't remember. It's been a couple weeks if like if that
Yeah.
was player knowledge versus character knowledge. So okay, yeah. So
I did take note
because
of that
again
'cause
with the
it's really
sound,
key thing. So I know
Yeah,
Crystal was the only
exactly.
one that knew about it before.
Yeah. So with that being said, I'm gonna look at Wisteria and go, perhaps we should go back down and see what that sound was. It might help drain the water or something.
Maybe there's a clogged drain or something we can undo to get the water out.
Well,
I mean,
Crystal and the others found some levers, so there's a chance it might help drain. So let's just try to go find it. I'll let you take the lead and I'll follow. Yeah.
sounds good.
All right. I'll just squeeze her hand and I'll let go. No, I'm not floating away or anything. I'm just letting go. That way she can go her full movement and then I'll follow on mine and so on and so forth. So
Okay, you still have your bonus action if you would like to dash and start moving down.
yeah, well, I'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can get to the bottom on your full action.
Oh shit. Okay.
'cause
I thought it was deeper than that. Okay.
I think I'm trying to hold on. Let me look at my notes here.
I think he said it was
Do you remember
a
how
20 or
tall?
30-foot ceiling. I
Yeah.
can't-
That's what I thought, but then I
Mm.
forgot the depth of the pool in addition to
Yeah.
that. 'cause it is
Yeah.
the
So I
bottom of the
probably
pool,
got
Right,
to like
you gotta-
just where the pool is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before
Basically,
the
you got to where the pool is, and then you would have the pool's depth to go down.
Okay. Perfect. Yep. No,
that's
that's
right.
good.
Sorry, 3-dimensional
works.
space and a 2D space. It's a little funky.
Yeah. Math. Yeah.
One of these days I'm gonna get Telspire to work, right? And then I can have 3D maps.
Oh my god, that'd be beautiful.
Yes, please.
I've played with it,
Yeah.
but I still have very much to learn.
I just wish the builder was a little bit more streamlined.
It's still a beta.
Yeah.
It's still in beta, so it's
Yeah.
it's not fully functional yet. So that's why.
Got a
It's
lot
all
of
good.
potential, but it's not super user friendly yet. So
Yeah. They'll get there. It'll probably be another couple years.
yeah, it's beautiful though. It's beautiful, great concept. So take off 10 breath points, Elowen, for the end of your turn. And Kieran, what would you like to do?
Well, Crystal says she's got the thing. So, I saw there was some rags here. And I know there are people over here, and I don't know people are hurting over here because no one's swimming over to me frantically waving their hands to follow them.
We can't
to
see
save
you in the
somebody.
water. In our
Yeah, it's
defense,
pretty
we can't
tricky.
see anything.
I mean, you guys can see the radiant light. It's hard to miss, and you can see the shadowy figure in front of the radiant light, but you're not sure who it is.
I want to. I want to swim to right here.
Okay. Kind of look around from that perspective.
Yeah.
Okay, give me either perception or investigation.
It'll be perception because that was good. So that is going to be a 23.
Very good. You see there's a portion of the wall in the back corner right along here that seems like it's been partially pushed in. It looks similar to the tiles that Dr. E's been finding, where if you spin it around or
So
take
then
it out,
I'm
you can see
going to use my action then to move over to it.
something. Okay.
And I know I can't interact with it yet, but I'm moving to in front of it, so that way I can see if it spins or comes loose or does something.
How were you kind of in the middle of? Were you in the pool area, or were you like above the pool level earlier? I'm trying to remember where you were in the 3-dimensional space because you might have enough.
He was at the other lever.
Okay. And it would be based on, oh, this is all based on your swim speeds too, by the way, people. I keep forgetting swim speeds.
Okay, then I would be So then I would have to have double moved to get here because swim speed is half, and then I would see it. I wouldn't be able to swim to it until my next turn.
Okay. I'll go ahead and give you that. When you rounded the corner and were looking around, you saw it and just kind of went right there. That's fine. So, but since swim speed is halved, I think to get to that point, you still would have needed to use.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
have enough. I don't have enough complete movement to actually get to it where I can interact with it.
Okay. And Crystal, I think you actually, well, it's fine for now, but like everyone, keep in mind swim speeds.
Yeah, I'm just sort of trying to look it up here.
It's
It's
basically
half your
half your
half your movement.
It's half your
Yeah,
movement.
half your movement.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I dashed, so it basically then that would restore it to normal
A
movement.
full movement.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah. So I think you're all right, but just going forward, we'll keep that in mind. Kieran, you still have a bonus action if you'd like to do that. Free action, you've done kind of a perception check, but I would allow if you want to do his bonus action potion or anything like that. Let me know. Or are you good?
She's not in any danger, so she doesn't think she needs to like risk drinking Dr. E's potion right now.
That's totally understandable.
That would be the only thing is like, oh, it's like, like maybe I luck out and it turns out to be a water breathing potion.
It's true. All right, we'll go ahead and minus 10 breath points and we'll move along to Dr. Epidemisia. So you see there is this heavy metal grate that is in the bottom of the pool. It has been opened, but there seems to be some mechanical mechanism at the bottom that appears to be broken somehow, or is like isn't turning. Where it looks, when you look in, it looks like it's a mechanism that's meant to be turning and engaging a release valve of some kind that's deeper within, but something is mucking it up. It is too small for your hand alone to get through. So you guys will have to find some way of getting to it or removing it. What would you like to try? Or you can ignore it completely.
I ignore it completely and everyone dies. Well, first of all, I'm going to try my all-in-one tool.
Okay.
And I want to try to get it to become a long-handled wrench of some sort.
Okay. Are you able to... How did I write that thing? Did I make it so that you can change it to whatever you want whenever you want, or that it has to stay the one tool for a certain amount of period of time?
The thing you said, the limitation you put on it for that kind of stuff was to the cantrip. The cantrip could only be chosen once a day.
Okay.
Let me see here. These special tools. Oh wait. Can change into any tool you imagine. Also concentrate and choose any cantrip from any class. That cantrip becomes available to you for 8 hours. This can be done once a day, resetting at dawn. So
Okay.
the first sentence is
it's the whole thing that can be done once a day. So you choose your cantrip and like what tool it's gonna be.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, did I set it something?
A flashlight, I think, is what it's set to right now.
Yep.
Okay.
It's been a flashlight
Well-
since dawn.
All right. Then never you mind about that one. I will go to my
My
backup
apologies
plan.
for the confusing wording there. That was meant for the
How
whole effect.
dare you?
I'm sorry. That would have been cool though.
Okay.
That's pretty
Learning
cool.
opportunities here. Learning opportunities.
Well, the other option is because I can't actually speak to him right now, but I'm gonna tap on the gas or the plague doctor's mask, which is Ramiel. I'm gonna tap on him and I'm gonna point to that, and I'm going to make a motion of twisting and turning. And since Ramiel is a tiny homunculus, he hopefully could fit.
So you want him to go into the grate?
Yes.
And Okay. And you're trying to give him a direction to make it turn again.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see how much he understands that. Does he have
Oh,
a
it's-
wisdom score or any kind of stats?
like he
Yeah, he
should.
does. His wisdom is 10.
Okay.
Intelligence
Do you
10.
mentally connect with him, or is he a verbal command thing?
That's why I said I can't verbally command him because
Well, I
I'm
know, but
underwater.
in the details of like what he is and how you control him, usually it will tell you like verbal command or
Well, it
communicates
doesn't say it
telepathically.
outright. It doesn't say it outright, but
Okay.
the context of the fact that I have to use a bonus action to tell it what to do
Okay.
if I want it to attack, that I would assume it needs to be verbal or
Yeah.
visual. Wow.
Yeah, I'll allow the pantomiming. It just depends on how much he understands. So, he has a wisdom score of 10, so that's a plus
Yes.
1 or plus 0. I think
That's a 0.
it's a 0, yeah. I'm gonna roll for him. Ramiel got a nat 20, so he understands perfectly what you're trying to tell him.
If it could salute to you, it would.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And he often does.
How big is he? Or is he's just a mask, right? So
It's a tiny construct.
Okay, yeah. So he kind of like goes fabric and wiggles in.
How's that go again?
just like a bag blowing in the wind. You're like,
I'm not doing it again, sir. You get the one time.
Damn it! You know what?
You
I'll
can
rewatch
watch
that
the
over and
VOD.
over on the VODs. That's all I
Yeah,
want.
We need a clip.
we can
Flip
clip
it.
that.
Flip it
So many weird clips of me.
again.
in this freaking game.
We love
okay.
them all.
So he goes fabric, wiggles on in, and he starts messing with it. So that was pretty clever. I am gonna need a sleight of hand check from him. So using his stats, go ahead and give me that
Okay.
to kind
Well,
of
he's not
finagle this.
he's not proficient with sleight of hand, but he does have a +2 in dex.
Okay. So dex check
So-
is fine. We can do dex check.
Did you want to roll it again, or did you want me to?
I'll let you roll this one.
Okay, so that's going to be a 13.
13 is, so you see him kind of like, you can tell that he's gotten the message. He's kind of working with, he kind of swims over to one area and kind of moves one of the gears and swims over to another area and kind of tweaks something in place. And he's trying his best. You can see him working at it, and you can tell that he seems to be making some progress, but it's not quite enough. Things aren't quite clicking into place.
I will be an underwater cheering squad for him right now.
Okay.
Let me see if I. Okay, so depending on what kind of action economy you want to give to that, because to give him instructions is a bonus action, typically speaking, but I'd
And then that was
understand
his
in these
action,
circumstances.
right?
Yeah.
So you would still have an action.
Yeah. Would I be able to touch at all any of these?
Sorry, I'm like, Roseflower, why?
Because.
If he wasn't, I was going to. Ask and
Okay,
you
sorry,
shall
what was your
receive.
question?
Would I be able to get even like a fingertip on any of these components? Because I know you said I couldn't reach my full hand in.
You
Nothing?
try, but it's definitely out of your reach. It's further
Okay,
in.
then that's
You'd have
all I
to
can
you'd
do for
have to
now.
remove the grate or somehow
Well,
get in
there's
there.
an idea. Could I try to remove the grate?
Yes, you can. I'll need a athletics check from you.
You sound about excited as I was.
This should be interesting. Rolled a 4 for
Yeah,
a 3.
that's not gonna do it. So you pull, you're like, oh, maybe if I can just get in there and help him. It looks like he's almost got it. You kind of grab the angles of it. You're like, this thing is so old, like it shouldn't take that much strength, right? You kind of put your feet up against the bottom and pull, and your fingers slip from like the grime and the slime, and you like fly back. Luckily, you're swimming through water, so you don't hurt yourself. It's just like momentum of like, whoa, you almost kind of spin around, but you kind of stop yourself and swim around, reorient yourself back. Not quite enough.
Not that I can do anything more on this round, but how much does this grate look like it weighs total?
It's fairly large. It's like almost, I'd say it's about like 5 feet in length and about
Okay, that's
3
way too
feet
heavy if it's
in
made out of
width.
steel or iron. Never mind.
You are in water, so weight is, if you can pry it up, weight might not be as big
I
of
was
an issue.
considering trying to catapult it,
I
but
see.
that has a weight limit. So
Got it. Yeah, that might. I like it. It's a clever use, but
yeah, if it's 5 feet in any direction of steel or iron, it's over 5 pounds.
okay.
Just period.
Take your word for it. You know more about that stuff than I do. It's heavy. I know it heavy.
Yeah, heavy.
Heavy. Anything else? I think that's probably it, right? That was
No,
your action, bonus
that's
action.
all I can do. I'm
Ramiel's action.
trying to cheer Ramiel on
Got it.
underwater.
Go ahead and minus 10 breath points from yourself.
Okay.
And Wisteria. So you are at the top. You've realized with Elowen, shit, ain't no air. We're drowning. Elowen has been talking to you in your mind. You know she's heading down to investigate what's going on with the sound below. What would you like to do? Are you going to follow her down, or?
I am.
Okay.
How much movement does it take me to get? Would it take to get all the way down? Do I have to move a full
You can
60
reach
or
with your action and your bonus action. You can reach the pool, because you guys were at the top, so you can reach the level of where the original water of the pool was, and that will be probably an additional like 25 feet below that to the bottom of the pool.
if I swim? Bonus action dash. Could I reach the bottom?
Oh yeah, because you're a rogue.
I'm a rogue.
Almost. You're very close to the bottom.
Can I see what Dr. E is doing?
That would be what, 30? How many feet would that be? So, because it's 15.
I know when you
your
dash
move-
a
your normal
second
movement
time.
is-
So it's 15 normal. So the first dash puts me at 30.
Yep.
And that's where I get confused on the dash rolls because it's double your movement speed. So is it double that? So it goes to 60, or is it just another 15?
It's
It
just
goes to
another
45.
15. Yeah.
Okay.
From what I understand. So that would be 45.
Yep.
And I put so much math. Why did I create maps like this where I made math for myself?
math
So
is
yeah,
fun?
you're about 15 feet shy.
Okay. Looking down, do I see what's going on at all? Is that something I can make out?
Or sorry, 10 feet shy.
Okay.
Um,
So 10 feet away from him can...
you can see Dr. E. You're close enough to kind of make out his distinctive features. Despite the murk and stuff, 10 feet is pretty close.
Do I see him messing with this grate at all? Is that something that time would have overlapped, or is he more just standing there right now?
You see a dark shape below him, and you can see he's kind of crouched and he's trying to pull at something.
Perfect. That's all I needed. That gives me an excuse to do what I want to do to help him.
Okay.
So if you would allow as a free action, hopefully, I just want to pull out of my backpack my crowbar and just drop it and let it sink next to him.
Nice. Yeah, definitely.
So now there's a crowbar that lands next to Dr. E.
Now roll to see if it hits me on the head and knocks me out.
Yep, sure. Just kidding.
It's not that heavy. Although for
Get
humor
down and I just see him
reasons,
floating up. I'm like, what?
for,
God damn
for
it.
story reasons, I'm gonna say that as he slips and is kind of like, whoa, he sees a crowbar coming right for his face, but is able to,
Ah!
He's able to grab it.
You just hear,
grab it. Oh, hey, that's useful.
Alright.
As
Now
it
we have a crowbar down there.
almost hits his head, but he caught sight of it.
Would do all the math on how much the crowbar would weigh in the water and how fast it would fall and
I
all
mean-
that, but let's not.
Per the DM the player's handbook, it's a 5-pound crowbar. So
It's be sinking fairly fast. Yeah.
yeah.
But
It,
I'll say he catches it. He sees it.
it hits me in the solar plexus and knocks all the wind out of me. I lose all my breath points and am now drowning. Awesome.
Yes, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I can do that. I can be mean. I was just
You
gonna
know-
let you grab it, but I can be mean.
I'll just drop the whole bag on your head and knock you out and put you out of your misery. It's fine.
Alright, Wisteria, yeah, totally. You could drop the crowbar. Anything
Okay.
else you want to do?
No, because that was my action bonus action. We call that the
That's
free
right.
action. We're
That
out
was all you
actions.
get. Okay, it's everything you got.
Yep. I'll take my breath point reduction and
Yep, 10 breath points. Bye-bye.
Yep.
Crystal, you were hovering above this hidden cache, if you will.
With the motion I have, can I reach the cache and remove the item or see what the item is if it is removable?
Yeah, so you kind of swim over to it and lift the tile, setting it aside, and you see there is this hidden cache inside of what looks to be a quiver of these kind of silver shining arrows that are very big, gigantic arrows. They're thick.
So it's a quiver, it has like a strap on it?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm picking the whole thing up and putting it over my shoulder.
When
or
you
across
grab
my
it,
shoulder.
it instantly starts glowing this really bright white light. It's almost blinding for you. You kind of look away a moment, and when you look back, the strap is gone and your hand is filled with 3 bullets that would fit in your rifle, and they are glowing.
Oh boy. Oh wow. Okay, that was lucky.
That's-
You know,
That's a
it
good
could have been a
sign.
cursed quiver, and it's permanently attached to me or something horrible. Alrighty. So, but I would have no idea what these bullets do. I just
Don't
have
know what they
3
are. Yeah. So in your
3 glowing
inventory, just
bullets.
put 3 special
Okay.
bullets or 3
Alright.
glowing bullets, and
Okay.
then tell me when you want to try to use it, and I'll tell you what happens.
Okay, I can make those notes. Is that my entire turn then?
So it would have taken your action to kind of, I would say, pick those up. They're a special item, and to remove the stone, but you still have your movement and your bonus action if you like. And looking around, you kind of, I would assume you would feel around to see if you feel anything else, and you don't seem to feel anything else in the cache, but you're welcome to take a closer look if you want.
Okay. Yeah, since I'm there, I'll use my turn for that. Perception?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Perception, or this would be more investigation, but
Okay,
I can,
alright,
you
and-
can do perception if you want. It just will be different information. Investigation, generally, when you're feeling around stuff, will give you more info. Perception is just looking.
Alright, we'll take investigation and hope
Okay.
for a good roll. Well, that'll be an 11.
Okay. So you take a moment and you kind of feel around the edges and the bottom, and you don't feel anything else. You feel fairly confident that it was just this item, this quiver that somehow magically became 3 interesting bullets.
Okay, so I have no. Do I have movement left or no?
You do.
Because I wasn't.
You
I wasn't
moved,
able to reach. I would have had to use. I thought I was about 15 feet away. If my movement is normally 30 and it's halved, that's 15. So I'm kind of there.
That's true. Yeah.
So
You've used your action. So yeah.
I think that's about it.
Yep.
So that's my turn, and I'll subtract my 10 and right up the bullets.
All right, Elowen.
So I swim closer
Okay.
to what's going on here. So what do I see them trying to do? Like what are they trying to get through this grate? Can I see through it? I guess is what I should say.
So, and go ahead and move your tokens, like if you're
Oh,
like above
sorry.
him, or like, I'm not sure where you guys are at. Do you remember where you
I'll
left
probably
off?
I
Like
mean,
we
your movement speed from the top was
She was
moved-
halfway
irritating.
down.
This is the top, yeah.
And
So
you
I was
moved your
already halfway down at
bonus
that point because
action.
I
So you
was
were at
about
the
at the
pool
point where
level,
the pool
yeah.
line is. Yeah.
Okay, so he's about 25 feet to the bottom. So you would
Dash.
use, you can dash and
I'll
get down
dash.
there. It's just
Yeah.
you lose your action because you would have to use your action to dash because you're not
That's
rogue.
fine. Yeah.
So
Shut up, rogue. Giving me that look. It's murky. I gotta get close.
Just because
so,
you're
yeah.
sleeping with the rogue doesn't mean you gain her powers, okay?
Well, that's how I thought
You
it
don't know what
worked.
I've
I
been
am a
teaching her.
witch.
I
I'm
mean,
a
that
witch.
does sound very
mean,
Morgana-esque, but
just because the magic doesn't exist yet doesn't mean it's not
adventuring with
there.
benefits?
yeah, adventuring with benefits, yeah.
It sounds like we're making a new subclass right now.
Oh, that would be anyway. That's a whole
Yep.
sidetrack.
It's like the reverse of It Follows.
That'd be a really cool, like, what was it, like a succubus build. Okay.
Anyways.
So you dash, you're at the bottom. You can see the grate. You can see that Dr. Epidemisia has caught this crowbar that Wisteria has dropped, and you can kind of see some movement vaguely down underneath the grate. You're not sure what that is, though. Let's take a closer look.
There's actual
Fill with
movement?
fire.
Yeah, there's something moving down there, but you don't know what it is, unless you kind of look.
Oh, I definitely want to look. Get my face up in there.
Okay, you look and give me a perception check.
That's big. That's a friend.
What? Oh, you're... Yeah. Never mind.
Hey, kill it with fire. There's something moving.
It's a 10 for a 10.
That's enough. You recognize
Okay.
him. It's the homunculus. Dr. E's mask seems to be
Damn it!
fiddling with gears down there,
Well,
moving
not that
around.
Now, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you would know. Apart than his
um,
mask isn't on his face.
That's fair. Yeah, I guess I could put two and two together for that as well. So do I see what the mask is fiddling with?
With a 10, you can kind of make out shapes of gears. You're not sure
Okay.
exactly what he's doing. That would take maybe
Okay.
like an investigation check or an intelligence check to determine like more of
I can't do it
that.
this time.
So
Yeah, because I'm sure Mage Hand would help with this, but yeah, that's all I can do right now.
I mean, you used your action, so you have your
'Cause I
bonus
dashed.
action, right?
Yes, but I don't really.
I don't think I'm trying to remember D&D rules. I don't think you can hold a bonus action. I think it's only
No,
an
you
action
can't. It has to be
right?
an action.
Yeah. So never mind. 'Cause I was
Which-
gonna say maybe I'll let you hold it until when he pulls, but no, that's not gonna work. So,
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to take this hit because I wanted to get down and help, and that's what I had to do it. So yeah, that's how I do.
well, you are down there. You are
Mhm.
available to
Yep.
assist soon. So go ahead and minus 10 breath points.
Yep. And I can go ahead and now just like look back and forth between Wisteria and the doctor, going like, "What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?"
Translator.
And you guys can kind of let's see, we're at the top. We're back at the top now. On this turn, I would like everybody to make a wisdom saving throw, as the panic of not being able to breathe is starting to get to you guys a little bit. The anxiety. See how well you guys can keep your cool.
15.
Okay. You're fine.
Not cool there. I got 17.
You're fine.
Stereo works well under pressure.
Kieran, what'd you get?
I was muted. 22.
20, you're fine. Crystal?
Pardon me, 15.
You're fine. Dr. E?
I rolled a 12 for a 12.
Okay. So you feel kind of like this panic starting to hit you a little bit more, and the anxiety is starting to fill. And you're realizing like we've got a work to do on this, and we're running out of air. And what if something else attacks us? And I don't know if I can get this grate off. And what if my homunculus, like, just a lot of the questions are starting to overwhelm you a little bit. And go ahead and give me a Constitution save as you feel your heart starting to race and this impulse to open up your mouth and breathe, but there's not air to breathe is really strong right now.
At
See if
least
you can
that
fight
one
that
I'm
off.
proficient in. That's a 19.
A what?
19.
Okay. So only half of this. Okay. So you are going to lose 15 breath points from
Okay.
kind of this panic, and you open your mouth a little bit, but immediately kind of are able to regain your strength and composure and push some of the water out that you just breathed in. So you didn't lose too much, but you lose 15 breath points.
Okay.
All right. And Kieran, back to your turn after we have this sort of layer effect happen.
I hate not being able to see people in danger. Just gonna feel so bad. She is gonna go up into the thing and look at it. And is it something she could pull out or manipulate?
So it is something that you can see is as if it was on some sort of rod, and you just push it and it spins like you've seen before. So you kind of push the side of it and it spins around and reveals a motif. This is a visual motif, so luckily you don't need knowledge of the ancient language. There is some writing on it, but this one does have some pictures. So looking at the pictures, you see an image of what you would assume by this point, with all the things that have been going on, that the female image is Makara Sati. And you see her with her hands raised, and there seems to be these raging storms conjuring around her.
This bitch. What are the pictures?
That's what the pictures do. That is, it's just one motif, and that's what it shows.
Okay. But there is no writing. It's just the pictorial of her basically bringing down the storm on people.
Yeah, there is writing, but it's brief. There's some hieroglyphics, but
Yeah,
there is also the accompanying image.
Yeah, so I want to see if I can memorize the like hieroglyphic nonsense.
Okay, give me a history check. That's usually what we associate with memory, so even it sounds like a weird check, I think it would be most appropriate.
Okay, that might actually succeed. We'll see. Probably not. That's gonna be a 14.
With a 14, I'd say you were able to recall most of them. There might be like, if you one of them you're not quite sure how to describe very well. It's kind of weird, but I'll make a note that you can fairly, give like an average description.
All right. And then she's. Yeah, I think that's all. Yeah, that's pretty much all my movement. I'm just gonna start preparing to like move and get back to the main area with everybody else.
Let's see here. And we'll be taking a break here soon, guys. I'll wait till like the beginning of the next round, then we'll take a break, okay? So go ahead and minus 10 breath points, Karen.
Oh yeah, clear that. Down to 90.
Dr. Epidemisia.
Okay, so actually, the wisdom check helped me decide what I was going to do. But having felt a little bit of panic, he is going to have Romeo come back out the grate, not go back fully on his face or anything, but come back out the grate and basically latch onto his arm. And he's going to take the crowbar, he's going to stick it in to the grate so that it's angled as if to pry it open.
Okay.
But instead of trying to pry it open physically, because he knows he's not the most physical person in the world, he's gonna straight up cast catapult on the crowbar so that it wrenches the grate open.
Graham
you're
Crackers, thank you so
casting-
much for that raid. Welcome, guys.
Welcome, raiders.
Oh, so he's basically using the
Pushing
the-
down, right?
No, he's using the crowbar. He's like catapulting the crowbar up, so that way it yanks the grate off.
Yeah.
He's like he's gonna ballista the crowbar to yank the grate off.
Because usually to have leverage, you would be pulling it down.
It's not a matter of leverage. He's basically he's using his homunculus to hold the hook of the crowbar.
No.
Are you holding it with your hand? Because that's really dangerous.
Thank you. Trying to. So I wedge the crowbar in, either between two bars of the grate or into like where the grate has a seam at the outside and meets whatever the stonework is. I wedge it in there, and then that way it's in a position of leverage, and when I cast catapult on it, it's going to automatically be a lever.
Basically using catapult to apply pressure to the
That's what
crowbar.
that's what I thought was happening. From
Yeah.
like he's putting pressure down on the crowbar as if he was pushing it.
Yeah, I'm just using catapult to do it instead of using my strength.
Yeah.
strength
No,
is
totally
shit.
fine. That's what I thought was going on. So how much can you post that spell just so I can see? I'm gonna have to modify some things I had set up because you come up with clever shit. Let's see. We're not weighing 1 to 5 pounds. Straight line. Object flies in a straight line. We'll say down this time. Direction.
So I'm
So
basically
it's
trying
still
to
just
take...
applying. It's still just applying 5 pounds of pressure, though, right? From what I'm reading.
No, it can lift 5 pounds. Imagine the force it takes to chuck 5 pounds 90 feet. That's the force.
So it would just be. I don't see how this works. I'm sorry. I'm gonna need to have a better understanding of this because if you're doing catapult to shove it down, it's still leveraging like that's more than 5 pounds because the weight of the crowbar is negligible because the crowbar is now connected to the grate.
No. The
So
object being affected is the crowbar.
That's fine.
The force of throwing a crowbar 90 feet is what's being applied to the grate.
But you're just taking something and the object flies 90 feet. So, but there's no, the actual force is still, you know what I mean? Like I'm not.
Cause like the calculation is 1 foot of distance times the number of pounds. That's how much force it takes to move something 90 feet. So in this case, the 5 pound object times 90 pounds, you're putting 450 pounds worth of force on the crowbar in order to move the crowbar. That's the only way you can get a crowbar to fly 90 feet.
Spell works.
That's how physics works, but
Pick up calculator, throw calculator 90 feet is what it's intended. So I mean, if you're using it to push down, to grab the crowbar. It can throw the
All right,
crowbar
let's
90
simplify
feet.
this. Let's
But when
simplify
it's
this.
attached to the grate and you're trying to move the grate 90 feet with the crowbar, then yeah, it's targeting it, but nothing is going to move because it's supposed to move
The-
something that's only
the
5
point-
pounds.
The point is
So-
not to move the crowbar. The point is to apply the force that would be otherwise used to move the crowbar to pop the grate off.
This is magic, so there's no
Let's-
force. It's just picking up a 5-pound object and moving it. That's
Okay.
the problem.
Whatever. It's obviously not being.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's a clever thing. It doesn't make sense in my head.
Basically, the 3d8 damage.
Mhm.
Apply it to whatever brick and mortar is holding this damn grate in place, as opposed to it striking an object. If you want to simplify it.
Or however much you think would pass through the object, through the crowbar to the object.
All right, let me figure this out. Let me roll some stuff.
The grate is an object. It has hit points. You can just apply the damage to the grate itself.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
I mean, how heavy is the grate?
That really hasn't been explained yet.
Fairly heavy. Takes a decent strength check to budget. But that's when you're just kind of, lifting it up or prying it up. Damaging it is a bit different. So this is a first level spell? Okay. This is so weird. Sure. Let's just say it works. All right. It pops it open.
Okay, so that's everything I can do for my turn.
All right. Because I'm not sure. I think because the damage that I did basically would bend in the metal that I rolled for would bend in the metal, but I think that would make it fairly easy to kind of pry up at that point. So the metal is bent. You guys still need to lift it off, but it's going to be like really, really easy to do now because you've basically kind of like pried it away from what was kind of sticking it to the floor.
I mean, that's basically what the goal is.
Okay. Sorry for all the arguments and stuff there. It's just like, I'm like, this just seems really weird. I was trying to understand.
Well, I mean,
No arguments, we were debating.
In order to make a ruling, you have to understand what's trying to be done. So
Yeah. Okay, so anything else that you can do, or is that the end of your turn?
yeah, that's the end of my turn.
Okay, so go ahead and minus your 10 breath points. And Wisteria is your turn. You can easily make it to the bottom now, and you can see that the grate's been damaged. If you want to try to lift it up, you can. It's already kind of popped up a little bit. It's just the weight of the metal is still keeping it in place, but it's already kind of been popped up.
There's 3 of us here, and I'm super messed up.
This is true.
Can I delay my turn to after Elowen?
Sure. Yep.
Because I want to see what she does. If she doesn't go down and get it, then I'll go down and get it. But I just want to delay my whole turn.
Okay, we'll delay your whole turn.
Because we've been kind of going in tandem anyway.
Yeah.
Just remind me at the end of Elowen's.
Yeah.
Crystal. That means you're up.
Okay. So, alrighty. So I've got whatever it is, and I'm sort of, like a little bewildered, not just sure what to make of that. But I realize that they're not going to help me get the water at this. They're not going to. I was hoping it was some kind of rod that would fit into something But obviously that's not the case. So I think my next move is to probably head down to the grates. I think that would be instinctively what I would try to do. So using, I guess, full movement dash, I could move 30 feet towards that objective.
Okay. 5 to 10. That'll put you about right there and 25 feet above.
Okay, so basically there's probably nothing else I can do other than a perception check to see what I can see.
Okay, go ahead and do a perception check.
And the perception check would be 16.
Okay, it's still a little murky, but you can definitely make out 3 shapes at the bottom, kind of messing around with something at the bottom of the pool. And you were one of the ones that did clock the grate earlier. You know that that's the location where the grate is. It's just the levers took more of your focus, so you didn't actually go and continue investigating the grate at the time. But you knew it was there, so you can kind of tell that they're messing around with that. But you can't tell what they're doing yet. They just look like 3 shapes around the grate, kind of moving around.
Okay, and as I was swimming with where Kieran is, I wouldn't have seen her, right?
You swam past, and you know the direction she went, but you don't see where she is. She could have gone back to the group, further into this passage. You're not sure.
Okay. Yeah, I can't think of anything else I can do at all.
All right. Go ahead and minus 10 breath points.
Okay, thank you.
Elowen.
Yeah, I want to see what's in here. If there's something that needs to be pulled or cranked or what.
Okay, it just needs to be lifted, shoved off. So
Okay,
it will be
yeah.
a strength check, but a greatly reduced DC because it's not stuck anymore. It's just a heavy metal object in the water.
To be fair, out of the 3 of us, I think Elowen has the best shot of lifting this thing.
Dump stat, but it's not a huge dump stat, so it's not terrible.
We all dumped it then.
I'm trying to think, is
We
it our Twilight
did.
Princess that's the strongest, or is it our shooter?
Fighter.
It might
think
be
our fighter is
I've got a
fighter.
+3.
Yeah.
Crystal.
What
But
does Kieran have?
yeah. But
Crystal.
I rolled a 15 for a 14.
Yeah, that's enough. So you're able to kind of, you don't bother flipping it off or anything like that. You just kind of pick it up and shift it aside enough to where you guys can work inside the opening.
Okay.
And you can see that there is, well, you can give me an investigation check if you want to try to get details.
Yes, I should be good at. Where's my? There we go. God, I don't know my alphabet. Okay.
H-I-J.
It's a 21.
Very good. So yeah, you can clearly see that, oh, okay, so these gears and this mechanism seems to be connected to this tube that goes further down where there appears to be a valve, and something is caught in between these gears, making them kind of off their teeth, and so they're just kind of grinding in place. So the object needs to be removed, and then the gears need to be pushed back into place so that they can start turning again before the device is damaged too badly and it stops working altogether. Then we'll have to figure out another way of getting through this narrow tube to get to this valve. So you get all that information, and you take your, based on that roll, you gather like this valve is what is going to drain the pool.
Okay. I repeat all that information as I switch over to the doctor and tell all that information to the doctor.
Got it.
Nerd jargon.
Nerd.
Yeah, nerd. Yeah, since we're technically in rounds, that is a bonus action. So yeah, I mean, my action was to open
Yep.
it and get in there and everything. So yeah, so I'm going to use kind of the rest of my movement to kind of get out of the way, so everyone else can kind of
Swim
work.
up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm definitely looking at Elwyn with some panic in my eyes.
Okay.
You're looking at yourself?
Or,
Oh,
God, fuck, damn it, Wisteria.
do you have dark vision, by the way?
I do,
Okay,
yeah.
you're fine. You're
Yeah.
fine then. I thought you did, but I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
I might have to retract all of this. We don't
No,
have dark vision. Need you to roll at
What do I
disadvantage.
see? Just from feel. No, I
Yeah.
have dark vision.
I can
I can see.
All right. Go ahead and minus your 10 breath points, and then I believe it was Wisteria's held turn.
Yeah. She got the gray off, but now you're looking at me kind of panicked. Do I have the insight to try and understand her panic, or can I make the assumption that I can, given the situation, understand she's panicking? Why she might be panicking?
I mean, I guess you get insight to see why I'm panicking.
I don't even know why she's panicking. Why are you panicking right now? I mean, other than
Do an
that you're
insight.
drowning?
Do an insight. Let's see.
DM insight.
Not the DM. Not the DM insight. No, sorry.
That's actually pretty good insight. I think I'm pretty. That's a 19.
Okay.
You see her kind of like slightly convulsing a little bit as like all the bubbles are pretty much leaving her now. She's pretty much almost tapped at this point.
Okay, let me know when you're done, when you're out of
I
breath
will.
point.
I will. I have a way of how I'm going out. I have a way. I have a plan.
That case, Wisteria is going to return the favor she had earlier.
God damn it, woman!
She's gonna go in with a kiss.
Oh God.
Pass over. Let's go 30 breath points.
Okay, roll a percentile die for me.
Yep.
You just wanted to kiss me.
I did. That's 60.
Okay, and you wanted to transfer over 30?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that met the DC I wanted to do. I was like, how mean do I want to be? Do I want to raise the DC because of all the panic going on? And I was like, not by that much. You're still okay, but it will start getting more difficult. Things will start getting more difficult. So yeah, the full 30 gets transferred.
Okay.
Okay.
You definitely see her like calming down a little bit, thanking you with her eyes because she doesn't have that connection with you right now.
And we're gonna go ahead and was there something else Wisteria would like to do?
I don't think I can get into. I don't understand what's going on with the grate because I wasn't down there, and she passed that Dr. Ian. He's probably gonna have a better time fixing it than I will.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say it was an action to transfer your breath.
That's fine. Not really much I can do. I'm a stabby stab person. I don't do much else.
All right.
That's fair.
Alrighty. So we're gonna take a break, but we'll be back shortly. So everyone just go stretch, refresh your drinks, use the restrooms, do what you need to do, but come right back and get your butts in these seats to see what's gonna happen next to our Chimera Collective agents. All right, guys. See you in a bit.
This is fine.
Real dicey. Real
Never
dicey.
And we're
Google magic
back.
Hell
bullets
is.
without putting D&D in front of it.
Oh no!
What
Yeah,
did I
this is-
just miss?
Is it? Did that happen as we went live?
What just happened?
I will private message you.
It happened, it was there. I need to know what now. Siva, are you being a dirty birdie?
So,
Not deliberately.
yeah, they're not.
Is assumed
Actual-
when the
it's-
person running the stream sits down in front of the camera, it could go live at any moment.
Oh,
Not a D&D item. This
no.
is. I have not given you the name of these items, so you
Just got
Google
message on
carefully,
what was
people.
said.
Google
I'm,
carefully.
I'm pretty sure its function is not those functions.
Oh, it's too funny.
I mean, just wild guess. Wild guess.
We're just gonna add that to
This
the arsenal
one-
of this imaginary succubus character we're creating.
Yes,
today.
we are.
For the record, when we went live, all I heard was without D&D in front of it.
Thank
Oh,
God.
beautiful. Beautiful.
So you were
Beautiful.
censored. But I got sent the message and Siva. Yeah, I can see that.
He's like, you don't get to see me right now.
Killed Siva. He's dying.
You can't hide. You can't hide. All right.
Too
So, Kieran, we're back at the top. But before that happens, I need everybody to make another wisdom saving throw for me. Things are going to get dicier.
Which die does not
These
want to
are
screw
higher
me
than
over.
they were before.
God damn it. 6.
Fail.
That was good.
Sorry, I just inhaled
My
my
wisdom
coffee.
Oh, don't do that.
Oh no.
So that's 25.
Oh
13.
no.
25, you're fine. What was that?
A
13.
nat.
A 13? That's
Yeah.
going to be a fail at this point.
Yeah.
Oh boy. A nat 1 for a.
Ouch.
Oh,
Oh.
For a
no
5.
nat ones allowed. No nat
That's-
ones allowed.
That's going to be a critical fail. And then Dr. E?
Dr. E hopefully did well enough this time with a flat 16.
With a flat 16, you were just below what you need. Just,
Oh shit.
Oh.
just one below.
So Kieran's the only one.
Yeah, because
Yep.
I'm raising the DC as things go along here.
All right.
So you guys who failed are going to take will lose this full amount of breath points. So you're going to lose 16 breath points.
Ooh.
Those of you who passed are only losing 8. As the panic sets in. No additional saves because things are just getting a little dicey and you're all kind of like feeling it to some degree.
So is the critical failure double that then?
The critical failure is going to be double that, yeah.
So that would be minus 32?
Yes.
Okay.
As you kind of lose yourself as you're swimming and your vision goes black for a moment and you get a little bit of vertigo and you forget for a moment and try to take a breath in this kind of panic as your heart starts racing and you realize you guys have gone quite a long time now without breath and you're not sure what's going on or how you guys are going to get out of this. You weren't able to discover anything over there other than some interesting bullets. And you take a breath in and unfortunately lose some of your breath points from this kind of panic and pushing the water out. And Kieran, it is your turn.
All right, so she is going to.
No one's at 0, right?
Mm.
Breath points yet?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Not anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I can never remember how to make the freaking icon move along the stupid ruler. Um. So yep, that is all she can do.
Okay.
That is my full movement while swimming.
Okay. Starting to make your way back. You are going to lose 10 breath points at the end of your turn, Karen.
Mm.
Dr. Epidemisia, you've received this psychic, telepathic instructions on what Elwyn was able to determine when she looked in. And that seems to click in your head. That makes sense from what you've been seeing yourself. You just weren't sure exactly what was wrong. But you can see now that after hearing that, your homunculus had the right idea. He was trying to get the gears back in place, but he just didn't see that there was something, an object lodged in there that was also causing a part of the problem.
Okay, well, Romeo's gonna move back to my face. And I will start to work myself on this to remove that piece of debris and push the gear back in place.
Okay, so to remove the debris, I need a sleight of hand to, it's like sort of like intricate. You have to kind of get your fingers dexterously in there and kind of wiggle and move it out. Or you can give me an athletics check if you want to just try to pull the gears apart a little bit and use brute force to kind of pull the object out. It's your choice. Athletics or sleight of
And
hand.
well, I'm gonna go with a sleight of hand for sure. Could Ramael technically be assisting me in this?
Sure, I'll allow that.
I actually think the homunculi have the aid action.
Yeah. So you give him the command to aid you in this, and so he's kind of helping loosen some of the edges of this debris in this object, and kind of using his little ends to kind of like other tools or additional hands for you.
Okay, so that's going to be an 18.
Yep, that's enough. So you, with Ramael's help, are able to wiggle and maneuver this um thick wadded piece of like old linen that has been soaked in something and hardened, and you're able to kind of loosen it and wiggle it out and toss it aside, and the gears kind of shift in position, being loosened. Then now they just need to be pulled and adjusted back in place. But that did
Yeah.
take an entire action for you to do,
Oh, okay.
getting the object out.
Then I suppose I am sitting here waiting until I can do more.
Okay. So, because that took you a while, kind of working at it carefully, dexterously, but you got that part out, and the others are able to kind of, they're close enough to see your progress on that. So, that was good progress. Go ahead, minus your 10 breath points.
He will thumbs up to them like, it's going good.
Are you gonna stay
Oh,
there?
that's right. Yes, I am staying there because I'm going to finish this.
Got it.
Unless somebody else does for me.
Yeah, that's whoever wants to get to it first. Wisteria.
Given the panicked state of mind, Wisteria is going to. So I didn't go down any farther on any of my turns after I came from the top down. I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going straight up. You know, action, bonus action, movement, action, bonus action, dash.
Okay.
And she's just going to be like frantically looking for a spot where there might be air up there.
Okay. So you're feeling that panic pretty strongly. You're worried about Elwyn. You're worried about your friends. You want to see if there's any, if this doesn't work out, is there any possible little spot that you can find that you guys can get an ounce of air?
Yeah.
So go ahead and give me an investigation check while you're up there.
Well, I used both my action, bonus action to get up there, so I think I'm kind of just poised.
That's true, yeah. Investigation is like, that would be more of an action because you're moving around.
Yeah.
I'll allow you like a free perception if you want to
Okay.
do a
I will-
perception. I'll give
I
that
will
to
take
you.
that. I don't see shit. I rolled a natural 2, and I don't think my perception's that great, so that's a 5.
Yeah, you get to the top and you're kind of like moving around. You're not feeling anything, and you're getting a little panicked. You're like, okay, I need to just take a moment and try to look a little better next time.
Yep. So that's gonna be the end of my turn.
Okay. So,
I had 4 breath points left,
Got it.
so now I'm at 0.
You're at 0 now. Okay. So you are now fully drowning, or you were drowning before, but now you're out of breath. So you can survive for a number of rounds equal to your Constitution modifier. So what's your Con modifier? 2. So after 2 rounds, you're basically dying, and you'll be making death saves. So you're on a clock.
Yep.
All attacks and skill checks are at disadvantage currently for you, due to the extreme panic of the burning that is in your lungs from being empty, and the complete lack of oxygen the lack of oxygen in your brain is dizzying you and confusing you. So
Makes sense.
you're at that disadvantage.
At least I'm away from everyone, so no one has to see me die.
So that's
Right, save that trauma.
So that's happening. Wisteria's on the edge again, guys. She's on the edge. We thought we had her back.
To be fair, I mean, I think I'm sitting at 9 hit points right now. I don't know how far back I was.
True. Crystal. I think you made your way over, and you were at where the pool is, where the pool's top normally was, so you're about 25 feet above the rest of the 3 that are at the bottom. Is your position, kind of hovering in that middle area.
Okay. Do I notice Wisteria's panic and her move up?
Give me a perception. You see her, I would say that you see her kind of swimming up. So give me an insight check if you want to try to determine, what she might be doing or what her state of mind is.
Oh, I hope this is good. No. It's another nat 1.
Okay.
Oh.
You see her, you're like, oh, okay, she
moving.
must be trying to figure something out up there.
Oh,
She's just swimming up there.
That's too bad. Okay.
The dice want to
'Cause-
kill me.
I had a good plan, but I mean, I don't want to metagame it, so.
No, that's fair. Thank you.
Okay, so then based on really not sensing that there's an issue, and looking at what I have left for breath points, I think I would have pulled myself together, so I'm heading down to the grate.
Okay. So you head down. So your swim speed would half your normal speed, so you get fairly close. Unless you want to dash
Can
and
I
you can get right down
dash?
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
you can dash and get right down at the bottom with them, seeing what's
Okay.
going on.
okay.
So we'll say you're at the bottom now.
All right.
Wherever you want to be, you can move your character. Just pretend that's the bottom now. You move your
Okay,
character
all right.
near
So
them.
now,
That's fine.
with what I've used an insight check, and I've used movement.
Yeah, so that was
Um,
an insight was like your free
mm,
check that I gave you.
Oh, okay, all right. So,
That's fine.
being down there, would a perception check tell me what needs to be done,
Um,
and would I be able to do it?
you can give me a perception check as your action.
Okay. Rolling a completely different d20.
Since we did an insight check as a free action, I don't want to give you another free one. So.
Okay, that's better. So this is perception.
Yeah,
So that's
if you're just
so that's
assessing
17.
visually. So with the 17, you can see that you see the grate shoved, like kind of shifted aside, and it was damaged a bit. So it's clear that they wanted the grate off, and that you see Dr. E and the homunculus seem to be in the process of, like, they're pushing away some sort of gross wad of something. And you can see that there are gears that appear to be not in line. They're not in the proper position that you would normally see for gears' teeth to meet up.
Okay, can I take an action to do that?
No.
To try to do that?
You can't because you used your action for your
I used it.
perception. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Alrighty.
You can use if you have any bonus actions you want to do, you can do that. But
No, just to motion that I, like, if you let me motion that I'm there to help. But
yeah. So basically, you had time to look over Wisteria quickly, determine nothing was going on there, swim down to the bottom, take a moment to clearly kind of look over and assess everything, and that's like I think all the time you had. So go ahead and minus 10 breath points. Azarin's over here just shaking his head, but he's muted, so I don't know if he's saying anything.
Oh, sorry. I had food in my mouth.
Oh, okay. I'm like, you're shaking your head. You got something to say?
No.
Got it. Elowen, it's your turn.
There's really nothing I can do, so I'm just gonna swim up.
I mean, you know what to do.
I see
You
her.
can try to fix the gears if you want.
Was it sleight of hand?
It looks like it would take either like a sleight of hand where you're kind of shifting and maneuvering the gears and using each other as leverage to push the teeth into place, or you can do athletics and kind of try to force it into place.
Alright, I could try. Sleight of hand.
Okay.
Always worth a shot.
Well, it was worth a shot. What did you get?
I got 3.
Just a no? Okay.
3. Straight up.
Yeah. Got it. So, all right. Well, it was definitely worth a shot to try to make the water start draining immediately. So,
Yeah.
are you gonna stay there? Or are you tried that?
I'm
and
going
do you
up
want to
top.
still move? Okay.
I'm
So
gonna try moving
you
up
saw
top.
Wisteria moved up top, so you want to go check on her.
Yep.
So that makes sense.
Yep.
All right.
If I'm
so,
able to reset up my mind link with her at least.
Okay. So you go 15 feet because you did use your action to make the attempt.
Yep.
So you're 15 feet up.
Yep. Okay.
Go ahead and
That's
lose minus your 10 breath points.
Yep. Yep.
And we're back up to the top, so I'm going to need everybody to make some wisdom saving throws for me. Wisteria 2. Yours is just gonna have a different impact. What was it? I think you're muted.
8. Mine's an 8.
Okay, so you lose one of your rounds of breath. So you've got one more round.
Okay.
So this is your last round.
Yep.
So Kieran, what did you get?
I rolled a 19 for 25.
You're fine. So you will take half of what I roll. Crystal.
So that's a wisdom save?
Mm-hmm.
16.
16? Okay. So unfortunately that's just below the DC, so you're going to take the full. Elowen? 4. Okay, so you'll take the full. And Dr. E?
Rolled a 19 for 19.
You're fine. You're gonna take half. Cocked. Okay. Okay, I rolled low, so that's just going to be 9 breath points lost. Those of you who made the save take half of that. Rounded up, so 5 or 4. Or is there 5? Shit, how does that work? With damage,
so if it's half of that,
right?
it's 3.
For 9 halved is not.
9.
It would be
Sorry.
4 or 5.
4.
That'd be 4 or 5,
4.
depending if you're rounding up or down.
Yeah, we'll do 4. Okay, so that's done. As you guys are feeling more and more of that panic setting in, and wisteria, your lungs are just burning more and more, and your vision is starting to blur and darken. Feeling that immense like disorientation overwhelming you again, and the rest of you are all feeling various degrees of panic. Kieran, you've been pretty steady. Like your lungs are starting to burn a bit, and you're getting a little worried, and you're wondering why the water still hasn't started receding, and you're wondering what's going on with your friends, and you're realizing you haven't really checked in with them, so that's
Well,
more of your concern.
She's trying to get to them. It's like she's
Yeah.
like, okay, everything was fine. It's like, what's going on? I heard the thing. You know, Crystal got
Yeah.
the shiny stuff over there, and like their water's still not going down. What's
Yeah.
going on?
So it's starting to get a little, you're like, okay, I'm starting to worry. And then others are starting to just straight up panic. And you realize that it's causing you to lose even more of your breath, but you're not sure what to do about that. It's getting harder and harder to hold your breath in, what little you guys have left. So, Kieran, it is your turn as you try to make your way over. And from where you were looking at the tablet, you would have been about like the top of the pool height. So you can move over to that spot and you'll be about 25 feet above them.
All right, cool. So that's her action and movement, so that's all she can do.
Okay. And then you can also see Wisteria up above, who is about 30 feet above you. And Elowen is kind of part way up. I think she's still a little below you, I want to say, because I think you're 15 feet up from the bottom. So Elowen's a little below. So you can see Elowen most clearly.
Nightheart
Kieran.
Gaming, thank you so much for that raid. Welcome.
Welcome, Raiders!
Oh,
Ah!
wow.
God, I'm drowning some peeps up in here. Okay, Kieran. Any bonus action you want? Oh, you used it for your movement, so you're actually tapped, huh?
Yeah, she's got nothing she can do right now.
Okay, minus 10 breath points.
Yep.
And Dr. Epidemisia, back up to you. What would you like to
Second
do?
verse, same as the first. Homunculus going to help me fix these gears.
Hey, gives you the 8 action, grants you advantage, and you can choose athletics or sleight of hand.
It's going to be the sleight of hand. And yeah, that's a 21.
Perfect. That does it. So you and your homunculus kind of like maneuver some of the gears and using them as leverage on each other, and you kind of push on one while the homunculus pushes up on another as I hit my mic, and able to kind of slide and click them into place, and this like burring sound finally stops and the gears click and then start and they start rotating and moving and looking like they're supposed to, and you see there's these bars that start moving up and down, and you can feel the rush of water starting to go down through this vent that's been opened. It is, you feel like there's a tug. It's not like a super strong current. It might take a little bit for the water to completely drain, but the water has started draining. It's not enough to like glue you to the bottom, you know, like it's not a super strong current to impede your swim speed right now, but it's you can tell that at this rate it's definitely slower than it was filling the room, so it will take a little bit, but you've got the process started.
And just in case, would you allow me to swim over towards where the grate has been slid off to and kick it towards the opening?
To try to move it back into place?
Yeah, I'm not going to be super precise about it, but in case the speed does get to the point where it's maybe troublesome, I'd rather have the grate there.
So you used your action to get the gears working again. I'll allow, like, as a free action and part of your movement, you to gesture at it, like to indicate, hey, you get this and move it. Like, I'll allow that, but I think it's gonna take someone else to shove it.
All right. Well, I'll just move towards it and do the point at it if anybody sees it.
And go ahead and minus 10 breath points.
Okay.
Wisteria, it is your turn. You're feeling very weird, disoriented, starting to black out. Is there anything that you'd like to do? You can tell that you don't have long.
I'm going to look back down at the party trying to fix that grate. Part of me wishes that it got fixed faster. There's really nothing for me to do though, so I'm going to basically tap my amulet from the Raven Queen. Just give one last small prayer. I mean, she's not super religious. She never really prayed much, but she'll give a small prayer for her own soul, and that hopefully with safe passage for the others through the rest of this journey.
Nice.
She
Okay.
feels her consciousness slip.
Yep. So no death saves right now, but it will start on next time. I'm gonna roll something. Crystal.
Okay, so I would have seen Dr. E motioning or trying to move that grate back into place. I want to do that.
Okay, so yeah, you see him kind of making motions and moving over there as if he wants to try to move that back in place. So you swim over to it, and how do you want to get it back in place? What do you do?
Just basically push it back in place.
Okay. With your strength, that's not going to be a problem for you. So you just kind of shove it, and it slides back in place.
Okay.
Anything else you'd like to do? You say that did take an action to, because it is fairly
okay,
heavy.
so that's an action, and now I have movement left, right?
Yeah.
And I know that the water's draining out. I'm going to start heading straight up.
Okay. So you can move 15 feet up from the bottom. So just
Okay, and if I put a dash in there too?
You've already used your action, and you're not a rogue, so you can't.
Okay, all
bonus
right. So
action dash.
15 feet straight up then is
Yep,
where I'm heading.
that's all you can do
Okay,
right now.
Yep.
So you do that.
And I'll sort of do a thumbs up and motion to the others to go up.
Okay.
Anybody who can see me.
Yeah, you're all pretty close in the area, apart from Wisteria, who's already at the top. And Kieran, who's about halfway, so she might be able to see the thumbs up. You guys are more or less murky shapes to her right now, for the most part, unless she makes a concentrated effort. But she can tell there's, I'm sure she'll be able to tell soon that people are making movements. And you can, there's a distinct difference in sound in the water too, because before there was like this grinding, unhealthy sound of metal on metal, and now there's a very clear, distinct, like working mechanism clicking around into place, and a sound of rushing of water kind of draining, but it's not a very loud draining sound, but you can tell that water is there's some sort of movement down there in terms of water. Elowen.
Yeah, I'm still swimming up. Using my full movement, dashing, all that, moving up.
Okay. So you were 15, and then that moves you an additional 30. So that would put you, let's see, 20. I'm doing math, sorry. It was 30 plus 25. So it's 55 feet to the top from the bottom. So I'm going to minus 15, and then I'm going to minus 30. So you're 10 feet from the very tippy top from where Wisteria is.
Cool.
Anything you... No, you can't. I mean, you could free action talk if you want to
Yeah.
through your telepathic link, so I'll allow that.
Yeah.
Unless that takes a bonus action, but I thought that was more of a thing you can freely do
No, the
once you're
bonus.
corrected.
Yes, it is something I can freely do. It's just if I'm in a battle, it's a bonus action for me to switch targets if I want to.
Okay, that's what...
So I'm treating these rounds as if we were in battle. That's why.
Yeah, that's what you should do. So that
yeah.
works.
So yeah, no, I'm just going to go limp and start floating.
Okay, got it.
West IRL, thank you so much for that raid. Welcome. We're just watching us all die.
Wait,
We're all
did
dying.
did you just hit 0 too?
Yeah, I'm drowning.
Oh, you did? That's what you meant by that? No, you
Yeah,
lost. Yeah,
I'm dead.
'cause you lost.
Or I'm dead, but I'm drowning. Yep.
So
if we're
what's your
going off con
constitution?
modifier, I've got 1 round.
Okay,
One.
so you've got 1 round. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
And we're back up to Kieran now. So
Kieran doesn't know any of this horrible shit's happening.
I'm gonna have to pause you real quick because
we don't blame Kieran.
We still need to do the lair action before your turn. So the panic again, everybody. The water is starting to recede, but not quite fast enough. Elwyn, this is a dire roll for you.
Yeah.
So
we know how my dice have been, so yeah.
Yep. So go ahead, everybody, roll those wisdom saves for me.
Nice thing about being unconscious, I don't have to worry about that. Good luck panicking a dead person.
And I know there's an argument for like these being con saves, but I decided on wisdom to see if mind over body, you can kind of hold your shit together. That's why I made the decision to make them wisdom saves, which I think is probably better for most of you than con saves. I don't know. It could
My
be
con save's much better.
Yeah,
I don't know. A lot of us have been doing shit for wisdom saves, so I don't know.
All right, my bad.
I think that's just the dice.
All right, we'll start with Azarin. What'd you get? What did Kieran get there?
I rolled a 15 for a 21.
Oh yeah. Okay, so you're just gonna take half. Crystal?
2 for a 4.
Okay, so you'll be taking the full. Elowen?
I'm okay.
I rolled a 16.
Okay, just below what you needed. You needed a 17. Dr. E?
He's AFK right now because our daughter is sick, but I did roll for him.
Okay, yeah.
And I freaking rolled him a nat 20, and I was like, where the hell was that for me?
Yeah,
and he had no modifier, so just 20.
So Dr. E will take half of what this is going to be.
I'm glad I helped him.
Too, so.
Okay. So that is lower than that. This is lower than it could have been, so you're only losing 10 breath points.
Half for Dr. E.
Half for Dr.
E. He's still looking really good for his points. Yeah, he's looking great.
So it's only 5 for those of you who saved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Wisteria, no additional things for you. You're already making death saves on your turn.
You mean I don't lose a death save for this?
No, I'm not going to be that bad. I'm not going to be that mean.
I appreciate you.
Elwyn, because you failed and you're already at 0, that means that you are currently drowning and have lost every bit of breath left in your lungs. So on your turn, you'll be making death saves as well at this point. You no longer have a round left. If you made the save, I was going to let you keep your round, but you didn't, so you lost the last round. Kieran, you do see when you look up that Elwyn's was pretty close to you. She's just a little above you, and you notice she was swimming in kind of desperation and then just goes limp.
That's not good.
And you can also see there seems to be another figure up above that is just limp.
You have 2 floaters right now.
So she's gonna float up to the closest one.
That would be Elwyn.
Can I get to her with 15 feet of movement?
So you were at the pool level. She is 10 feet from there. You have 15 feet of movement. So you are about 5 feet below her.
Fuck.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
And she's gonna use the rest of her movement. Can I just kind of grab her in tow without an action, like she's just a limp thing. I'm just basically gonna fly. I'm just gonna float into her, pushing her up.
He's
So
not
you
an
wanna,
object.
you want to use your bonus action to, or
Now,
your,
so I
your
use
action
my movement. So I'm using my action to keep swimming up,
okay,
but
to dash.
I'm gonna push her up while I'm like gonna be under her, pushing her up.
Yeah, so that would be you would get an additional 15. So when you swim your 5 and you meet up with her, you're able to move with her another 5 instead of moving your 10. Okay? Because she's gonna drag you a little bit.
Okay.
So you're able. So now she is only 5 feet from the very top, and as well as you. So you're both 5 feet from the very top.
All right. And I have nothing I can cast.
I got all
That's
that
a bonus
math
action.
right.
That's useful.
Is that right? I think that's right.
Too late. It's already been done.
It's canon.
And the water is starting to recede, but nobody's at the very top yet, so you'll have to see. Dr. E, what would you like to do? Oh, and Kieran, minus 10 breath points because you're still in the underwater area.
Yep.
Yeah, he's still taking care of her, so he just said if anyone needs any help, he'll help, but I know if he used his full movement, he wouldn't be able to reach anyone right now up top, so unless anyone needs help next to him.
Move. Yeah.
Yeah, unless anyone needs help next to him, he'll let's just say he starts swimming towards the top.
Okay, so he's gonna use his full turn to swim up. And could you just mark down for him that he needs to minus 10 breath points? And
yes,
I'm tracking the stuff.
I don't know how many breath points he had left. Is he at
He's
0?
got quite a bit.
Okay.
I've been
He
keeping
made
track
a lot
for
of his saves, so I don't think he lost quite as many as other people. So I'll finish his turn. Wisteria, give me that death saving throw, please.
Oh god. I have 7 dice out for this character. And up until last game, they all worked great. And something happened. They decided they wanted
To murder you.
The watery doom.
They really want to murder me. Can anyone guess what I rolled?
Oh,
Did you roll a nat 1? Please don't roll a nat 1.
I rolled a nat 1.
God damn it. She's got 1 round left. You've got 1 round.
Why? Put that dice in dice jail.
They're all in dice jail. I switch dice. I switch dice every roll.
She's got 1 round. She's got 1 more try.
I'm so sorry, dear. You're gonna lose 2 death saving throws for that.
That's fine. I'm just figuring out where I put these. It's not your fault the dice want to kill me. They literally have been trying to kill me this entire battle.
Welcome to like the last 3 sessions for me.
Yeah.
All my down ones.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
I thought that the dice would be better. I let Logan play with a little bit.
The horror and intention was, at least that was the, hope. Fun.
I'm still having fun.
Good. Crystal, you are I'm trying to remember, what did I say last time? That you moved 15 feet up, I think, from the bottom? Okay.
Yes. So I'm going to continue on that path. You can tell me where that puts me.
So continuing up, using your action or your movement and your action, right? For movement to go up.
Mm-hmm.
So that is going to put you. Basically, you're 10 feet from the ceiling.
And
so
and I still haven't broken the water.
Not yet.
Okay, am I close to anybody then? Is there anybody within my line of sight that I see?
Yeah, you can see that Elowin and Kieran seem to be 5 feet above you, and Wisteria is about 10 feet, floating at the sort of the top, bobbing.
But I can't reach any of them.
If you reached out, you might be able. I mean, you're in melee range basically of Kieran and Elowin, so you're right next to them.
I can't do anything to assist their movement towards the surface.
No.
Okay, all right, then I think that's all.
I could. You can attempt like a shove, I guess, like a push, if you want to try to push them. See if you can move them 5 feet. One of them.
Sure.
Use. Oh wait, no, you
And-
can't because you used your action and your movement to get up there.
Okay,
So,
all right. Then I guess I'm done. And I
yeah,
don't.
sorry.
There's nothing I want to particularly. Oh, okay. Could I use a medicine check to assess? Now I can see both Wisteria and Elowen.
Yeah.
Could I do a medicine check on one or the other two?
Certainly. Yeah.
Okay, I see that Kieran has got Wisteria. Am I able to tell
Kieran
that?
has Elowen.
Kieran has Elowen. Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
Wisteria
I
is
thought
above
Kieran
them.
had Wisteria. Okay, Wisteria's up higher.
Mhm.
Okay. So who would you let me do an assessment of with a medicine check?
Either one, which are, I mean, they're in your visual range. It's less murky up towards the top.
Okay, all right, but I know that Kieran is with.
Although you are a
so
Humie, so it is super dark, so you would have probably disadvantage on this check because
okay,
it's
sure.
dark.
I mean, I have nothing to lose really by just trying to assess.
Because
Okay.
the only light right now is coming from the moonbeam spell. That I probably should have had Kieran be making concentration checks on this entire time, but I didn't.
Okay. So,
oops,
it's at
sorry.
disadvantage. So basically, I see nothing. It's a
Okay.
I mean, a 2 plus a medicine check would be 4. So no, I'm not seeing anything. Okay.
Yeah,
And
I mean, you can
I
see
take.
that. I will say that it's pretty easy to tell that Elowen and Wisteria are both limp. They're not moving. You can definitely
Okay.
tell that much.
All right.
We're just
So
napping. We're taking a
basically,
nap.
just
Don't worry.
10
Underwater
off
nap.
for my turn, right then? For
Yeah,
just
breath
10
points. Okay.
So yeah, 10 breath points off for the end of your turn. Elowen, give me that death saving throw, please. Don't you dare get a 1. Don't you do it. Roll HB Fox's dice if you need to. No, do not say it. Do not say it. No. No. I'm saying no. No.
Hey!
You know what it is? You know what it is? Is we're lovers in a Valentine's Day game. We were
Yep. We're gonna get together,
No.
baby. We're gonna
Yes,
die
we
together.
are.
Jesus.
That was a
Like
it's
Romeo
you
and
had to
Juliet,
jinx it.
sort of, kind of, but
This
worse.
is except we're not killing each other. We're just
Dying.
drowning. Yeah, we're
So
dying.
close. You're so close.
Yep. Nope. So that's.
Right. So you lose 2 breath point, or you lose 2 death saving throws.
It's kind of fitting
It
that
is.
the lovers would be the ones to go.
It is.
It's oddly poetic.
We
in
get
a
out of
dark
this. We need to
sense.
go on a trip together. They need to go on a trip together. They're getting the hell out for a while.
Yeah.
You guys are close enough to Kieran and Crystal are close enough to see that the water, it seems to be moving now. Like there's a space in between the ceiling and the floor. And Wisteria is kind of floating and bobbing along the top. So you guys need to try to, swim up there. So it's basically like 5.
Yeah, but I know, but Elowen's like dead weight right now for me as well. So it's like,
Yeah, and you guys are.
I'm not completely like dead weight. I mean, I'm dead, but
Move
I'm
it one
not
more
dead
round.
weight.
You guys
The
are
water's
5.
helping me float.
You're 5 feet, or did I say
Yeah,
you're
I'll
10
float
feet?
down here.
Kisa, you said that I'm 5 feet from the surface because she had enough movement to move me up like 5 more feet. So I'm 5 feet below the surface.
Okay, and then Kieran's right next to you.
Kieran's, yeah.
With that. But the lair action does go off, and the panic tries to steal more of your breath before movement happens. So go ahead and give me those wisdom saves, please, before anything happens. From everybody except for our 2
Floaters.
unconscious individual floaters who already have it bad enough.
That is 13 plus 6, 19.
Good. All right. So you'll take half. And then, do you want to roll for Dr. E, Zoro?
Sure.
Unless he's back. I can't see him, so I don't know.
No. It's 4 for him.
Okay. So that's a
I've
fail.
rotated all my dice. They're all
Yeah,
just...
I've been rotating. I've gotten like 2 good rolls this entire game.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
They're trying to kill us.
You guys are rolling like in the fucking play by post, man. It's
Yeah, that's happening there too.
The last 2 episodes,
Yes.
man.
I think
Nat 1s every other time.
What happened is Rose retired and she's not sucking all the bad rolls out of all the other campaigns.
Someone's got to make up for it. Damn it, Rose.
Okay.
How many breath points?
So, who got under 17? Did anyone make it 17 or over?
Doctor.
Rather.
I got a dirty 20.
Okay, so you all are going to take half of this, and then Dr. E, I guess, will take the full amount. So I unfortunately rolled fairly high on this one. I rolled a 15. So it's 15 breath points lost. Half for those of you who made the save.
He's still okay.
So 8.
I mean, we'll see how much longer that lasts for, but he's okay.
All right, anyone else down? Or is everyone still, besides our 2 that are already besides our 2 floaters, is anyone else, did that bring anyone down to 0? No? Okay, good.
Yeah, Dr. E's still
Farron,
decent.
what would you like to do?
All right, so I'm presuming with the natural one on the death save, like I feel like some sort of convulsion, or like some like her body just reacted badly.
Yeah, I would say that with a natural one, you definitely feel like her body is convulsing, and that you sense, being a cleric, you can sense that life force within someone, this kind of like warmth that you're used to, is almost completely snuffed out in her.
All right. So since I'm not close enough to Wisteria because the water is basically the Hudson.
So you're only 5 feet. You're 5 feet away from Wisteria, and you're 5 feet away from the top of the water.
Yeah,
from where
she's
they're
only 5 feet above me. So
I know, but
she's floating at the top of the water right now.
But
So
I don't know what
5
her
feet,
condition.
and there's the surface.
Yeah.
You can see that.
Well, she hasn't moved
Alright,
for
let me
2
do
rounds,
this.
so I think
Let me do this.
I don't think it takes an intelligence
Because you
save to know that.
you have dark vision, right? I remember you being a Twilight person, can see in the
Yeah,
dark.
I can see clearly.
Yeah, so you can see the water is actually having motion, and her body is floating. So you can tell that's where the air is.
Alrighty, so I'm going to hope that because I'm pushing Elwyn up and Wisteria is just basically dead floating at the top of the water, I rolled a wisdom. I'm going to burn 10 breath points so I can cast Spare the Dying.
Okay. On who? I think that's on one target, right?
Yes, a single target. I'm casting it on Wisteria.
Okay.
So basically, she
because you can push me to the top, so yeah.
She gets a reset. So she's back to no death saves, unconscious at 0.
Okay.
What Spare the Dying does?
Yeah, so you don't have to. Spare the Dying means you don't have to make any more death saving throws. You're stable, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spare the Dying is basically a stabilize.
So Elwyn is still at risk.
Yeah.
So, out of curiosity, I have air up there, right?
Yes.
Just because the clause in here says can't be stabilized until you breathe again, so.
Luckily, you are floating at the top, and there is air. So
I just
if
want to
you
verify.
tried
You're
to do
just
that,
unconscious though.
Yeah.
Because if you tried to do that while you were still drowning, then I probably would have you have just reset your death saves, and you would still be at 0 breath points, and that would be a problem. You'd have nothing in you. So
yeah.
But the magic would have kind of reset at least that much. But luckily, you're at the top, so that was smart of you to try to get your character up there before all hell broke loose for you.
I was trying.
Alrighty. So now I'm gonna use my movement and like try and see if I can hopefully break water before the end of my turn because I'm pushing another body?
Yeah, you can. I mean, you guys are only
we're
5
5
feet.
feet.
Yeah, and you have 15 feet for your swim, so you can easily
Alright.
get both of you to break the surface. And you flip
Alright,
her
so
over so that she
yeah,
is floating.
I'm purposely
face up.
pushing her like so her head is up while I break the water.
Okay.
And then Kieran's just gonna like and then that's all she can do because she's out of everything because she can't do anything that's gonna be worthwhile with what she has left.
And you don't have
Stabilized
to
one of
minus
us.
breath points because you're in the air, so you're fine. Dr. E, I'm trying to remember what his position was last when he was swimming up. I know he
So
used
his last
full
round,
movement.
or his last
He
two
would have gone
rounds,
30 feet up.
He's gone in 30 feet up at this point, so he's got to be about 15 feet, I think, from the surface, and he actually could make it this round.
Yeah.
Can I do a quick retcon?
Well, if he went 30 up, then he's 25 more.
Can I do
Okay,
a
if he
quick
dashes,
retcon?
he'll make it. If he dashes, he'll make it to the top. Yeah.
There is something I can do. I just glossed over it. I didn't realize.
Oh, okay, sorry. What would you like to do?
Because it's a bonus action, I'm going to burn a spell slot and cast Healing Word on Elwyn.
Okay, great. Excellent. Thank you.
Thank God.
Okay, so yeah, those of you, even though you guys didn't take that it wasn't physical damage that brought you down to 0 when you lost all your breath, that you lost all your hit points. Okay.
Yeah.
So this brings you back. So, go ahead and roll.
You get back 8. I roll max.
So I have 8 health right now.
Thank you, Twilight Princess.
I have a spell slot left. I have no idea what we're gonna do with this boss fight.
Yep. Gonna be... and it's already 10:30, so I'm a little worried. I said this was gonna be a finale, but looks like we might have another game, folks.
Who knows? It might be a shorter one if we get to the boss. It depends on how this all goes.
It will be. It should. I mean, I can't say will because this is you guys, but it should be.
It's not like we're not trying. The dice are literally against us.
I hated you guys. This
is not our fault. We're not ticking around. We're not like stalling. We literally, the dice are failing us, so we just don't know what to do.
Choices were made. Dice made. All kinds of shit. Okay, so Dr. E just he gets up to the surface, breaks the surface, takes a breath.
And what do I see amongst my companions there?
Great. So you see that Wisteria's floating but is gently breathing. Her chest is rising and falling. But she's not moving and she appears unconscious.
Probably look pretty horrible too.
Yeah, she looks real fucked up. Like she's got just teeth gashes all in her side. She's still kind of bleeding. She looks really roughed up. And Elwyn looks a little pale and her eyes are wide and she's kind of breathing but she's breathing and she's awake and she's like panicked treading water after just being jerked awake by this healing magic, but luckily is not dying anymore. Kieran seems to be in kind of emergency help mode. She's focused on the 2 people that are that were previously down. Crystal, I believe, is still making her way to she's just slightly below, in the process of swimming up to the surface. And you've just crested the surface. So that's what you see. You see the water is slowly receding. It's about 5 feet from the ceiling now.
Okay. I am going to, I guess, just help keep the floaters afloat with their heads above water.
Okay. That's mainly Wisteria, so you kind of, I imagine, go over and kind of try to lift her and make sure she doesn't dip under the water. So Elwyn seems to be holding her own for the most part. She's just a little panicked, trying to get her bearings. All right. And you don't have to lose any breath points because you are in air now. Wisteria, you're stable. You're not fully up yet, so you're just kind of floating around, just floating. In your mind, everything seems just weirdly peaceful. And Crystal, I imagine you want to break the surface.
Yep.
And you take a deep breath, and you see everything that I described to Dr. E.
Okay. So we now have. Okay. Would you allow a free action of me asking Kieran what I could do to help?
Sure.
Okay, so that's what I'll do first. Basically, how can I help?
Can I respond or not respond? Because it's not my turn. Technically, I shouldn't be.
Yeah, I allow a response. That's fine.
She's just out of breath. She's just gonna just say potions. That's like
Okay.
she's like tapped.
All right. So can I kind of figure out who I should give the potion to based on that?
It seems pretty clear that Wisteria is the one that's not moving.
Okay.
So I imagine that would likely be the one that Kieran is pointing to, as
Okay.
Elowen seems panicked and breathing, panting, but is moving, which is a sight better than what's going on with Wisteria.
Okay. I have a health potion. It says here from viewer donation. I'm going to use that
Nice.
on Wisteria.
Thank you from the donation.
I think that wasn't that from Graham Crackers.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
It's
that
noted
might-
down here as my other possessions, and this seems
you.
exactly the right time for it.
It might have been one of the ones Graham Crackers gave out a while ago.
Yeah. Finally using it. If you're out there, Graham Crackers, thank you.
Well, he was earlier because they came in on a raid.
Yeah, he did. All right, so go ahead and roll for that common health potion.
And that would be what? A 1d8
I think it was a common, or was it a greater? It was a
regular
yeah,
health.
marked.
If it's regular, it's 2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2. Okay.
You can take off the "you died" Wisteria. You stable now. You have to be healed.
So that's 3 on the first roll. Unfortunately, only a 1 on the second roll, so that's 4 plus 4 is 8.
Okay, it's better than she was.
Okay, and that's my turn, I think. And
All right.
I'm removing it from my inventory.
And at that, I'm going to take us out of initiative, as you guys are no one is any more in danger of drowning as you guys are treading water along the top and kind of supporting each other and helping each other, because I know you're all probably really tired from having to swim this whole time, and your lungs are hurting, and this was quite the ordeal. But together, you're all floating around and supporting each other as the water slowly recedes and recedes and recedes and recedes back down until the pool completely empties. Now, if you guys want to swim over to one of the sides so you're not 25 feet at the bottom of a pool with no ladder, I will allow that.
Yeah.
So we'll say you all shifted over here.
Yeah.
Carcass of this undead crocodile kind of clunks off to the side over here. What would you guys like to do?
Kieran is going to like first she's gonna like hug Wisteria and Elowen, and she's like, you're supposed to come and find me when you're that bad. I couldn't see you guys from around the corner over there where I found the weird like picture thingy.
Not you can do anything about us running out of air.
And then she goes over to Doc E and she's like, I found a weird picture thingy. Like before, and she describes as many of the symbols as she can remember and describes like, Mahet, basically literally bringing down, nature onto the people.
Ooh, that's very interesting. Maybe at some point we can see if I can't take a look at it. But let's take care of our friends here.
Wisteria's gonna go into her bag and she's gonna pull out all of the healing items she has.
Just
Apparently,
start chugging up.
apparently 4 potions of healing, and then I have another fruit. So I'm more sort of.
Why do you have all the fucking potions?
I didn't even realize I had them, to be honest.
She's doing her Zoro impersonation.
I
You
am.
just
Sorry about the
How
music. I'm trying to find the right.
So I don't
like,
know
I
how much
gotta
Elowen has,
really-
but she's gonna be pushing health potions towards Elowen as she's gonna eat the fruit first and hand probably 3 of these health potions over to Elowen, and she'll take the other one.
Before that, she definitely like brings you in for a hug first, and she just
please.
kind of sits there. Yeah, just hugging.
I figured we were doing that like the whole float down. This is all it was.
It's
Yeah,
like, it just hugs. It's like,
hug.
Not letting
I'll
go
never
until
let
we hit
go.
solid. Not until we hit solid
Yeah.
ground.
Yeah,
Gotta hit solid ground.
yeah. Really cool idea of what to do if you were the one that went first. As long as I stayed alive, and it was gonna be something like kind of cool, like for flair. But then I ended up going too. Then I was like, well, there goes that cool factor. All right.
Yeah. I had
Self-fail.
ideas
There's
of what would
always the
happen
boss
if you
fight.
went.
Yeah,
Right?
there's still a chance.
As always, the boss fight.
Thanks. Thanks, Eva.
Oh my God.
Thanks for ruining that moment.
It's like, don't tempt the dice.
I recommend a short rest.
None of us can.
So-
None of us can roll any worse than we have been.
3 health potions to Elowen. They're just common health potions.
Oh.
She's
Oh my
definitely
God.
not gonna use all of them. She's not gonna use all of them.
Freaking Rose is like, they can both fit on the door. It's big enough.
And just keep in mind, if you're taking
I'm more get
a short rest, you get to heal from the short rest too, potentially.
because I was
12
like,
hit
I still
points.
got,
Awesome, Rosa.
I still got hit points I can use. So
I mean, if
I
we're
al-
gonna short,
I only
if
have
we're
1
gonna
hit die
short
left,
rest,
so
if we're gonna short rest. Karen would recommend using the potions after the short rest.
yeah,
it
yeah.
doesn't
So
matter.
I'm
I
not
only have
touching the
one.
potions right now.
For Wisteria, it won't matter. I only have
So-
1 hit die left.
So where do you guys settle yourselves for your short rest to take good 45 minutes at least to have a short rest?
I think where we are is pretty good. On the other
Yeah,
side.
I mean,
Okay. Just kind of leaning against the wall and
yeah.
or sitting down, eating some rations if you aren't too queasy about the water in your gut still.
No, what 2 of us had watered down our gullet, so that's not sounding great right now.
No.
Yeah.
no, 3. I cast a spell in the water, so she got to taste that nasty shit too.
So yeah, you guys, I'm not going to be horrible to you. You're able to take your short rest. Nothing seems to disturb you in this passage. You do see there's some doors on the other side. You can eventually go through that are further in. But deciding not to risk whatever's coming next for you guys, you rest and gain some hit points. No gain hit points.
No, I gained hit points, and thank God I'm almost at full. I rolled very decent on my d6s, thank God. So I'm looking
Nice.
way better.
Good.
I used most of my hit dice last time, so I only had 1 to roll. So I took 1 health potion, ate my fruit, then did a hit die.
Your people fruit.
I'm now slightly over. That's the reason the fruit did not go to Elowen. I'm just a little over half.
Why, you don't think she'd like people? Tastes like people.
So yeah,
I
you
mean,
guys-
I think Elowen's fully aware of what this fruit was because it
Oh,
got
yeah.
passed along. So
Yeah. Yeah,
So
no,
you
I
guys-
was there when it
Pillow
happened. I
talk.
have an idea.
So
Yeah.
Pillow
Wisteria's
talk.
basically used up all her healing resources that she's got, right?
seems
I'm
like
just-
it. So you
I'm
you
just
see
sprawled on the
her-
floor now.
Yeah, you see her kind of munch slowly and sadly on a few fruit and like resting, but you can see like her wounds aren't quite fully healed up. Like a lot of them have closed, but she's still like bleeding a bit out of some cuts and bites on her thigh. And she's just looking really pale and drained and seems out of energy and
Very done.
Okay,
sore. Yeah,
I
she's
have
not good.
managed to fare very well, and I had a massive bank of breath points too. So I'm going to walk over to Wisteria, and I'm going to pick out of my backpack and hand to her the elixir that Dr. E gave me. And I'm going to say, I don't know
Ooh.
what it does, but do you want to try it? You're welcome to take it.
I'll look over at Dr. E. Goes, is it worth the shot right now, or is this something more for in the heat of moment?
Again, my dear, it's an experimental elixir. I don't know what it'll do.
Can't be any worse than what we just went through. Are you sure?
Absolutely. We need to
Alright.
be as best we can going into the last part of this.
Save it for later, Justin Curse.
I have a feeling the gods are talking to me right now, and we should keep this.
The Raven Queen just spoke to you through your amulet.
Like you were thinking about uncorking it, and like your amulet just started squawking wildly.
Not right now. I mean, I don't know exactly what it is either because it's a roll thing, but like most likely it's not going to be useful right now.
Okay.
Yeah, because if it's not a health
None of-
potion, it's something that lasts for like an hour, and it would just be a waste for this whole thing. So it's more,
Yeah.
it would be
Potentially.
beneficial to take it before the boss fight, whatever happens. So
During somewhere on that.
I mean, we can assume
do-
Dr. E probably knew that much, so.
yeah. But I do have you in my lap. I'm just kind of like stroking your hair and doing prestidigitation, just drying us, just being like, it's okay. The water can't hurt us anymore.
I had to say it was like I really want fan art of Eloan and Wisteria sharing breath with each other underwater. I think that was pretty hot as shit and like really cute and romantic.
Mm-hmm.
Like a highlight, definitely.
And now I'm
It's
laying
like-
with my head in her lap, just sprawl on the ground, trying not to die.
Yeah. Yep.
So cute.
Yep.
So you
Clothes
guys,
tattered and torn.
yeah, you're kind of
Prestidigitation. It's cool now.
They're still cut up and stuff, so you're seeing a lot of
Cleaning
skin
the
through
blood
that.
and the water. I can't mend it, but I'm cleaning the blood and the water off of you, so it's cool. It's cool.
So I'm gonna leave you guys with an option. We can either kind of move a little bit. This is kind of like a good stopping point.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that maybe we stop a little early tonight and then we save the finale for next time. Because there's for sure gonna be a next time now because that took way longer than I was anticipating. And as
dice.
usual,
We didn't even do it on purpose this time.
no,
We
you
did it.
didn't. It
This
wasn't
time.
even for RP reasons. It was the dice being total dicks.
Yeah.
And just
Yeah.
situations and the way you guys handled things. Like you could have, like it was cool. The things that you guys found were great. If everyone like focused their attention in one area, which almost never happens, but was a chance, it might have been a little faster. But I love the way this played out because the tension was beautiful.
It was.
So
I got
I'm
scared.
very happy with that entire encounter. That was intense.
I have only one thing that I would like to try to do
Okay.
your way, and we can shorthand this if you feel like it. But I just want to see if there's a way to get into those coves so that I can try to get a look at that panel and look for any other panel. If there's no way for me to feasibly do that because I don't have any spells that would make that easier. I
Do you
don't think
have
I'd
like
want to use them,
pittons?
but
Do you have like pittons, climbing gear?
I very much doubt it. Hold on.
I thought you guys grabbed some gear from.
We
Oh,
did. Yeah.
yeah,
No,
we
we
did.
have.
Yeah,
We
we
have
have
all
climbing
those
gear.
packs. Yeah. We have all those packs. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a climber's pack I can loan if
So yeah.
no, if you don't have.
So I'm not gonna make you roll for it. I say, given time, we'll just say you guys waited a little bit extra time after your short rest, to help him kind of check these areas out. You're able to. There wasn't anything else to find. You found the cache. Where I'm guessing does Crystal share the bullet thing with everybody?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So Crystal shares that with you, and you can see the cache where it was, and there doesn't seem to be anything else in it. And Kieran directs you to where the tablet was, and you can see that there is some hieroglyphic writing there, and it does depict the motif that she describes of Makara Sati appearing to kind of with her hands raised and storms raging all around her. Um, and in the writing just says Makara Sati, bringer of storms.
Ring of Storms. And on the other side, is there any other panel that turns?
There is no other panels in that area. I'm not
Okay.
gonna make you roll for it. You've got pretty good investigation. I imagine you'd roll high and you'd find it, but there's nothing else to be found in that
All
alcove.
right. Cool. Yeah, that's all I wanted to do before we moved on.
Yeah. And I'm gonna highlight it as being another tablet that you guys found in my notes so I can keep track. Boom.
Found quite a few at this point.
Yeah, you found almost all of them. There's a few
Shit, we need to backtrack. I'm a completionist. Let's go.
Yep.
more.
Let's do it all again.
Let's go back.
Doesn't mean they were behind you. Like, what?
We need
Don't
that
know that.
platinum
Let's go
unlocked.
back.
Oh no.
Get that
Like the
platinum
whole
unlocked.
set.
Yep, you got-
Gotta catch them all.
well, we're
New
gonna
game
plat
plus.
this.
New game
New Game Plus. There we go.
So yeah, I feel like this is a good stopping point because like, and I'm sorry guys, like I know this has been dragged out way longer than intended, but we'll wait for a time when all of our players are available. Well, all of you that are currently here, because we did lose Weirds for this entire miniseries, unfortunately. But
That's what happens when you get a new job.
I do want to wait till we have you guys back. So I know, Siva, you're going to be doing some traveling. You said you might have your laptop available to you. So is everyone available next Friday, or do we need to push that out?
We'll coordinate.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
we'll coordinate. So everyone
Technically,
stay
yes,
tuned.
but coordinate.
Okay, so everyone stay tuned because it might be next Friday, it might be Friday after. So, but we will have a conclusion to the show. Thank you so much for your patience, and sorry everything is so spread out, but life happens. And I hope you're enjoying it so far. If you've missed the previous episodes, you can catch them on our YouTube channel. I think it's Behold Roleplay at YouTube, or I don't know
It's
exactly.
Behold Roleplay C, I think is what it is. C Behold Roleplay. Yeah, Behold Roleplay.
Yep.
There we go.
Yeah,
That's what I
you
meant to
should
say.
be able to find it fairly easy on YouTube. We've got the link there by our bot. This isn't the only show we have. We've got tons of awesome, amazing shows. Tomorrow we have Withered Waste, which is every other Saturday. And the alternating Saturday is Wayward Wanderers, DM'd by Azran. And we have Monday nights are our Mass Effect game, DM'd by Zoro for me, 3. I don't know why I said 0 for a second.
Because that's how I did on my whole session today.
Yeah.
That seems right. Yep.
Jeez. So look forward to that on Monday. Tuesdays is Destiny Forge, DM'd by Rosian Quest, and I think then there's this game which will either be Friday or next following Friday. I think I got everything. Did I get everything?
And then just our once a month, the first Saturday of every
Oh,
month, our
Behold
Behold
Lord.
show.
Yeah. Do you guys have a guest or anything set up for that yet, or still progress?
Well, we literally just had it, so we thankfully we
Because-
have some
because
time
of
to plan.
delays.
So nothing yet.
Okay.
Nothing yet.
So stay tuned for next month's episode. But again, all of our shows are posted to YouTube, so please check them out if you missed any and you would like to see what happens. And we will see you all next time. Thank you so much for joining us on this wild, crazy adventure and for the tension and almost losing 2 points. But
The lovers
survived. They
were gonna go
survived.
out with a bang, man. It was
Yes,
gonna be
we were.
poetic. It was
It
gonna be so
was.
No,
poetic.
no,
It
no,
would have been
no.
beautiful in our
We
watery
would have been
grave.
Shakespearean.
We would have.
Sorry. Sorry, you were not going out with a bang. You were going out with a blub.
Yeah.
Don't ruin
You
this
know
for
what?
us.
Potato would have been funny. In a
The
sad,
poetry
sad
was
way.
still there.
It would
The
have been
poetry was
like
still there,
sadly
damn it.
beautiful. Sadly beautiful.
Blub.
Yeah.
Mhm.
In all honesty,
Truth.
I know I'm closing out and delaying things, but like in all honesty, I kind of would have rather you both go out at the same time than one and the other be traumatized. Like, it's
Yeah, we
kind
were
of
like
better.
messaging each other, and we're just like, if one of us goes, shit's gonna go down. So this is not gonna be good times.
Yeah, I'm like, we'll probably lose both agents. Honestly, we lose one of you. So,
There's a chance. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we'll see the conclusion for sure this time.
Don't
Next
say
time
it.
on Chimera
Will it
Collective.
be?
Don't
Will
say
it
it.
not be?
You're just
You
gonna
find
jinx us.
out.
Don't say it.
No, I only have so much planned, and that's it. It's the end.
You be the
And
judge.
suddenly
If
we
it's the
have full
end.
campaign.
Not
What
yet.
started
Not
on
yet.
Valentine's Day, we end in June.
Oh gosh.
Shit
Alright.
happened. Shit happened.
Thank you,
Okay.
That's always the story of these campaigns.
Have a great weekend. Join us tomorrow for Withered Waste, and I love you. Thank you so much. Bye.